your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 70 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. One person is dead following a motorcycle crash Friday night in Clairton. Happened around around the 10 o'clock hour Friday night in the 500 block of State Street in Clairton. Police say a motorcyclist collided with a telephone pole and was pronounced dead at the scene. Cause of the crash is under investigation. A Valley High School football player is in a hospital this morning after being injured in a football game Friday night. Josh Dunlap, a senior on the team, suffered a neck injury on the final play of the game against Southmoreland. He was airlifted to UPMC Children's Hospital. Dunlap's condition right now is unknown. He was named the Valley Vikings player of the game just prior to the injury. Well, police say a home that was destroyed in a fire Friday afternoon is the same home where explosives were placed under a lawnmower a month prior to the fire. That fire broke out around noon on Friday in the 7800 block of Route 22 in Salem Township, but firefighters had to fight the fire from a distance initially, just in case the home was booby-trapped. Turns out the home had no explosives. The home belonged to the man who had evicted 54-year-old James Seaver. Seaver is accused of placing explosives under a lawnmower near the home back on July 20th. He's still on the run. The man who owns the home was not there when the fire began, and officials are investigating the fire as possible arson. Well, members of the United Steelworkers of America rallied in downtown Pittsburgh on Friday calling for safe working conditions amid federal cuts. Congressman Chris DeLuzio participated in the rally and told KDKA Radio afterwards that the explosion at the Clairton Coke Works sent a reminder of how dangerous work in a steel mill can be.
The Trump administration is looking to take out $50 million from OSHA, which we already know is underfunded and can't go and do the kinds of inspections it's redoing in workplaces across the country.
The AFL-CIO says more than 5,200 workers were killed on the job in 2023. KDK Radio News Time is 9:02. We have the AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
Summer's here, and so is Len Lacina from Lacina Drapery and Blind Factory.
Lacina can immediately refresh your home with custom window treatments. For over 60 years, our family-owned company has handcrafted stunning draperies in our very own factory and offers top-quality blinds, shades, shutters, and more.
Take advantage of Lacina's free shop-at-home service or visit their showrooms in Dormont and Wexford. Remember, Lacina's prices can't be beat. 412-665-4900 or visit Lacina Drapery drapery.com.
Batone's Music Center in Greensburg is about personal service to their customers. Schedule a personal appointment with owner Tony Vatone and look at their huge selection. Tremendous savings on all Kawai Grands, uprights, hybrids, digital pianos. Huge selection of used pianos, including Yamaha, Kawai, Young Chang, and more. Visit Western Pennsylvania's longest continuously operating piano store. New pianos in stock. They offer delivery service, financing, trade-ins. Batone's Music Center, Route 30 minutes from the Turnpike. Call 724-837-0877.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings some sunshine, but watch for a spotty afternoon thundershower with a high of 84, leading to the risk for a thunderstorm tonight and a low of 67. For tomorrow, a brief morning shower or two gives way to afternoon sun with a spotty thunderstorm, high 81, followed by a nice, less humid Monday with sunshine much of the time, high 73. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by MediConnect. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It is the Inside Connection with your Pratt Pack MediConnect, and Mark Clark is here today. Lots to get to. Please stay with us. You don't want to miss out because, yes, September around the bend, and then that annual enrollment period, all sorts of incredible things you need to know, including never a charge to make an appointment with the folks at MediConnect. And I'd get in early, and I'd get in often, and I'd get ready. And even if it isn't your first time signing up, you just want to revisit all of those great benefits, now's the time to do it. 888-818-6334, MediConnectInsurance.com. Mark, before we do anything else, always nice to take care of some family business. Your daughter recently got married, so congratulations to the young, lovely couple.
Yes. Oh, we're so excited. Last weekend, my daughter got married. Happy for her. Happy for my son-in-law. I got a new son last week. He's such a great young man, and I loved it because he said, I've got another dad and another mom now. You know, it's just a really good feeling when you feel good about who your kids are involved with. And yeah, got to spend extra time with the grandkids last week. It was a great, great time, and just love it. It's a good season of life we're in for sure. Happy Saturday to everybody in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we have a lot to get to, but isn't it amazing how quick that enrollment period comes around?
Oh, Rob, it's right around the bend.
Weeks away.
Oh, yeah, weeks away. You know, I always I'm amazed that it's already August, and we're coming up on the end of August, and it's been such a crazy, hectic summer, fun. I always enjoy what we do. But yeah, enrollment period's right around the bend. And today we're going to address some of the things about enrollment period. One of those is the annual notice of change. That's a document we're going to talk about a little later that people on Advantage plans or standalone prescription drug plans are going to have to be looking out for because they come in September. But it's so important that you keep an eye out for that. We're going to talk about why that's important, what you can do with that information, and how we can help. But let's talk a little bit about history, right? Little history for August 23rd. I never watched all this movie, but did you know that August 23rd, 1305, Scottish freedom fighter William Wallace, yes, the inspiration for Braveheart, that's when he was executed in London. That's a bad story to start with.
Great movie, but a bad story.
Yeah, can I make a confession here?
Yeah.
I've only seen like the first 10 minutes of that movie and the credits at the end. This is why, Rob, because I nod off. I fall asleep. I have this bad habit of, and my wife will confirm this with everyone, that I'll say, let's watch a movie. And she goes, do you really want to watch it?
you being a member of the clergy, if you will, a man of God. Mel Gibson, obviously, Braveheart, one of my all-time favorites. I've never fallen asleep in a Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah.
But Passion of the Christ it changed the face of movie making. And I guess he's in the midst of right now making a sequel. But that movie,
yeah,
I think of all the things that have ever been made in cinema, maybe had the most impact on me, on my children. Truly one of the best pieces of movie ever made.
I totally agree. I remember when it came out, a lot of controversy, a lot of people taking sides, whether it was right or wrong or whatever. I went to the movie theater at 10 p.m. I stayed awake the whole time. Yeah. What a powerful movie that was.
It really was.
Grateful to Mel Gibson for that one. But yes, William Wallace executed on August 23rd, 1305. How about August 23rd, 1944? During World War II, the Battle of, I don't even know how to say that, Rob, Adrian Bay took place between German and Allied naval vessels. So this is a famous day for World War II. And then on August 23rd, 1966, just before I was born, how about this? The Lunar Orbiter 1 took the first photo of Earth from the moon. And if you go online, you can see that photo. What a powerful, you can see the Earth way in the distance, a little tiny, looks like a marble floating out there in space. That's a great thing to remember. You know, for whatever reason, because I was born during that time, all the space exploration of that time, the lunar landings, it all kind of just, it's very memorable to me. So very happy. I'm always excited when I start talking about that stuff. How about birthdays? And I probably said this before, but August 23rd, 1912, a native Pittsburgh guy, Gene Kelly, was born.
Speaking of Gene Kelly, was born in the community that is the home of the world headquarters of AAA East Liberty. You're getting ready to go on a nice vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Later this week.
Yep.
But I was up on the treadmill this morning at 2 a.m. just trying to stay awake, and they had a Sinatra movie trilogy on TCM, Turner Classic Movie. So as I was drifting off to sleep, it was Robin and the Seven Hoods with Dean Martin, Sammy Davis, and Francis Albert. And then when I was on the treadmill, it was Anchors Away, 1945, with a 30-year-old Sinatra and a slightly older Gene Kelly. A couple of sailors go to New York.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this today, and I caught a little bit of Guys and Dolls, too. These people had such talent. And Gene Kelly, I mean, how does God give one person that much talent?
He's an icon for sure. And Turner Classic Movies, that's such a great channel, right? It's such a great place to see. I love watching black and white, old black and white movies. Just some of them I don't even know the name of them, but every time I see them come on, I'm like, I got to see that again.
But Sinatra later talked about, and Kelly was such an athletic type of dancer.
Yeah.
But what he went through, and Debbie Reynolds, who was in Singing in the Rain, was only 19. She said that they would work so hard, her and Donald O'Connor, that she would take her shoes off at night and her feet were bleeding. Because they just worked so hard. So being a star isn't what it's cracked up to be. But the most amazing thing, Guys and Dolls, that I haven't seen since I was a little kid at my grandmother's house with those $1 million movies and a cup of Maxwell House coffee that would get you so jolted you'd be up until daylight, right? But Gene Simmons, Marlon Brando, Frank Sinatra, the talent was just unbelievable.
Oh, yes. And I don't know if anything can match it these days.
Listen, there's some great people out there that can sing and they can act and dance, but to do it all, even Brando could carry a tune. Amazing.
I always say that those folks were entertainers, right? They weren't just actors. They weren't just dancers. Those folks were entertainers. And maybe because of vaudeville, maybe because they came from the stage. I don't know. There's something different about the folks in that time.
And I'm not comparing myself to them, but when you start out in this business, it's like when you want to roll in a movie and it's a Western and you've never even seen a horse and they say, can you ride a horse? Yeah, I can ride a horse. I've learned to do everything in this business because I just thought to myself, if I want to stick around, I better do a little bit of everything.
Right.
And this Guys and Dolls musical has always impressed me, and this is just a little bit of a nice plug. Lincoln Park School of Performing Arts is going to have couple of weekends of Guys and Dolls in October. I actually think I'm going to spring for a ticket and go down, even if I get down by myself, because I grew up watching these musicals with my grandmother.
Yeah.
And it's just, the older you get, the more you appreciate. And then you start thinking about, because I've been in radio and television a long time, how many takes that they must have done over and over. But Gene Kelly, happy birthday. Truly one of the most gifted entertainers ever.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And how about this one? August 23rd, 1949, Rick Springfield, Australian-American musician and actor, born August 23rd, 1949. I just saw him a couple years ago.
It's ridiculous. He looks younger than me.
Unbelievable the energy that guy has.
I know.
I didn't have that kind of energy when I was 19. I was just blown away by his presence on stage. What a great, I've seen him several times at this point, but what a great performer. You got to hand it to people that just keep doing what they love, right?
I know.
You just have to. And then Kobe Bryant, August 23rd, 1978, the legend, NBA legend, Kobe Bryant was born. What a tragic way he passed.
Horrible.
Way too soon.
It's still hard for me to fathom.
It is. I think it took everybody by surprise, and we're all shocked. And I don't know if that shock's really ever worn off. It's hard to imagine that he's gone because it seemed like he retired, and then boom, he was gone.
All right, we're going to get to the trivia question. First person who gets the correct answer at 412-922-1020. First person at 412-922-1020 gets a $15 Get-Go gas card. So what is this week's question?
Yeah, it relates to some of the things we've already talked about. What is Rick Springfield's real last name?
I would have never known this.
Yeah, I didn't know it until a few years ago.
All right, if you think you know it, 412-922-1020. August 26, 6 o'clock, Cranberry Library, Rochester Road. September the 9th, 6 o'clock, Pine Community Center, Pine Park Drive, Wexford. Coming up the 16th, the next seminar, 6 o'clock in the evening, Baird Private Wealth Management, Perry Highway, Wexford. September 25th, 6 o'clock, Quality Inn, New Kensington, Tarentum Bridge Road, New Kensington. September 30th, Ligonier Library, West Main Street, Ligonier. And the webinar every Wednesday as well, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. For everything you need to know, simply go to MediConnectInsurance.com. That webinar is August 27th. But again, you can get your reservation. They're free, but you got to get those reservations by calling 888-818-6334 or going to MediConnectInsurance.com. Rick Springfield's real last name. What is it? If you think you know it, give us a call. 412-922-1020. As you're Googling it right now, I'm sure. You're going to be taking home, if you're the first person with the correct answer, a $15 Get-Go gas card. Much more to come. MediConnect, the inside connection with your Pratt Pack today on KDKA.
When you need to talk, we're here for you. Always have been. News Radio KDKA.
Are you prepared to be transformed into a better version of yourself, shaped into a force that others can't imagine? We are part of something bigger, a force that never quits. You can transform your life. Check us out at Navy.com. America's Navy, forged by the sea.
Don't let summer slip away. Your last-minute summer adventure at Deep Creek Lake is here. Upgrade your getaway to a luxury SWAC Vacations Lodge with its own private indoor pool, a hidden speakeasy, even a private lazy river. Book any 3-night stay before Labor Day. Get $500 off. That means more money for your family trip to Myrtle Beach, a luxury lodge in Deep Creek, a massive Outer Banks house with room for everyone, and many more great destinations. Visit SWACVacations.com. Use code LAKE500. Claim your $500 discount.
As an athlete, I'm all about performance and my overall health. I've wanted to improve my smile for a while, but I thought braces was the only option. A friend of mine mentioned she was improving her smile with Invisalign, so I checked out with my local orthodontist and found out that Invisalign could work for me as well. After a quick scan, my orthodontist created my Invisalign plan, and I couldn't be more excited to start. Check out Invisalign.com to find a doctor in your neighborhood. It's great that there are trained Invisalign doctors in our own community here. Invisalign.com.
Life's unpredictable and full of unknowns, but your vehicle shouldn't be. No one wants to face an unexpected repair that could derail their plans and budget. That's why we're introducing CarShield, the ultimate way to future-proof your ride. We're not just about fixing problems, we're about preventing financial surprises. You can get a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan designed to save you from out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Imagine driving with complete peace of mind, knowing that if something goes wrong, you'll pay almost nothing for covered repairs. Included in every plan is free roadside roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. This protection plan is at an all-time low, making it accessible to any driver. Don't wait for a breakdown to realize you need coverage. Invest in the future of your vehicle and your wallet today. Call CarShield now for your free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. Future-proof your ride. Call CarShield now. 800-908-8646. 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, I think I just got a text message from the producer's booth, and that's the out time, but we're still looking for, meaning when I have to go to the next commercial break, but we are still looking for the correct answer. Alonzo said I got another text here. There it is. Laura from Cranberry. She's the winner, so congratulations.
Congratulations, Laura.
And what's the correct last name?
Rick, what is Rick Springfield's real last name? His real last name is Springthorpe.
I think he went with the right choice.
I think so, too.
Here he is, Rick. What is it again?
Springthorpe.
Springthorpe.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. But honestly, I remember when he came on the scene in General Hospital.
Yep.
And he talked about how he would do concerts on the weekend, film that all week, record.
Right.
There were days that he never slept.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know how he's kept up. And like I said, I recently I've seen him live. Even now he performs. A lot of energy, still doing it, rocking like crazy. I mean, I the last time I saw him, I thought he was trying to prove that how much he's really a rock and roll guy. I
just would like to ask him how he's kept his hair up till, and it looks the same.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what my dad would say if he were alive? How did he do it? Money.
There you go.
When you got money, you can do anything.
Of course.
All right, listen, we have a lot to get to this hour, but again, want to remind everyone, never a charge for their services. This enrollment period is just around the bend. If you're going to be 65, set up that appointment. You want to revisit, and you should want to revisit each and every year your benefits. Set up that appointment. 888-818-6334. Lots to get to. Let's get back to Mark and get rolling here in segment number 2 of the Inside Connection.
That's right, Rod. A lot to get to. We do have live advisors standing by until noon. 888-818-6334. They're happy to answer your questions. Today, I really wanted to talk about the annual notice of change. It's otherwise known as ANOC, A-N-O-C. What is an ANOC? ANOC is something that people that have a Medicare Advantage plan or standalone prescription drug plan, it's a letter that you'll receive from your insurance carrier, your insurance company. Whether you have Highmark or UPMC or Aetna or United Healthcare, it doesn't matter. What will happen is if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan or you have a standalone prescription drug plan, then you will get an ANOC in September. So an ANOC is really a document, it's a letter that's going to tell you what changes are going to happen to your plan in the upcoming year. The ANOC explains any changes to your plan in the upcoming year. Things like premiums, copays, drug coverage, provider networks. It's essential to read it carefully. Even small changes can have a big effect on your finances and on your health care coverage. And so it's so important. And unfortunately, Rob, I think what happens is people get it in the mail and they might glance at it and then they toss it aside like a lot of other mail. But to be quite honest, some years it can be the most important document going into the season we're going into with annual enrollment coming up. It can be the most important document that you'll look at. Here's the good news. If you're unsure of what those changes mean, you look at the numbers and you would say to me, Mark, I don't really know. I don't understand what this means. Basically, all you got to do is give us a call at 888-818-6334. If you've worked with us in the past, your agent will help you. If you worked with us in the past, client experience will help you. If you have never worked with us, this may be the year you really want to pay attention to the ANOC. That's that annual notice of change. And you want to call us to help you understand how what you see on that letter affects you. What can we do? What do you do with it if you get that ANOC and take a look at it? First of all, compare your current plan's changes with other healthcare, with your healthcare needs. Sometimes the changes that you're going to see reflected on that letter, the way your plan from this year is going to change for next year, it might take away a benefit that you're counting on from your plan. It's very important to understand how it's going to affect you. If your medications are no longer covered, maybe they took some medications off their formulary, or if there's rising costs like premiums or co-pays, or maybe you're losing some of those extra benefits or the amount of those extra benefits, you might want to consider switching to another plan. This may be the year that you really need to pay close attention to that. And the good news is you have experts like us at MediConnect. We will sit down with you across from you at your kitchen table. You can come to our office in Crafton. We'll meet you somewhere. I just met a couple people yesterday at Panera Bread. And, we sat there comfortably. We talked. But it's really important that you take a look at your ANOC, the annual notice of change, before the annual enrollment period. And this is the important thing. Annual enrollment period is every year, October 15th through December 7th. It's our busiest time of year. But you don't want to wait to either get scheduled with us or at least do a check of the ANOC document with us here in September. If you'd like one of our agents to stop by, take a look at that ANOC, compare it with what your plan looks like this year, help you understand all the details of that, then just give us a call, 888-818-6334. The bottom line is, don't just toss the ANOC letter aside. It could mean the difference between saving money or facing unexpected costs next year. If you want to speak to an advisor about your ANOC, give us a call at 888-818-6334. This is an important part of the process that often people ignore. I get it. If you're working with us, I get it, because you're thinking, well, MediConnect's going to help me. MediConnect is going to look after me, make sure I'm on the plan that I need to be on. And that is all true. We care about our clients. We care about the people in this region, actually in many, many regions across the United States. But let me just say, it's important for you to be proactive. Keep an eye out for that letter to come in the month of September. If you're concerned about what you see on there, or you don't understand what you see on there, it's really important that you give us a call at 888-818-6334. It's so important that you call us because we can help. Remember, we do this every day. This is what I do for a living. I haven't done anything else for the last 6 years. I've been in this industry it's going on 8 or 9 years at this point. My whole life's been about caring for people and helping people face the issues that they face on an everyday basis. I did that as a hospice chaplain, as a pastor. I do that now as a Medicare broker. I manage the field team. My field team is super excited when we get phone calls and people say, please come and help me understand my coverage. Please come and help me understand the changes to my coverage. If you get that ANOC letter in the mail, we are legally allowed to come and talk to you about the changes to your plan. So important to do. One more thing that I want to mention that really isn't in my notes today is indemnities. If you are on Medicare and you don't have an indemnity to help you, help cover the out-of-pocket expenses that you could incur, then you're missing an important part of the coverage.
All right, so what you need to do, you need to make that appointment. No charge for their services. You can do it right now. Set up an appointment, 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334. Let me run these seminars for you real quick. Reservations are required. They are free. August 26th, 6 o'clock. They all start at 6. Carnegie Library, Rochester Road. September 9th, Pine Community Center, Pine Park Drive, Wexford. September 16th, Baird Private Wealth Management, Perry Highway in Wexford, September 25th. Quality in New Kensington, Trenton Bridge Road, New Kensington, September 30th. This one's at 5:30. Ligonier Library, West Main Street, Ligonier, and the webinar every Wednesday, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., August 27th, the next one there. It's MediConnectInsurance.com. Click on the seminars tab, make your reservation free, or call to get a reservation free when it comes to these seminars, and also an interview with them for free at 888-818-6334, 888-818-6334. Mark Clark and I back with more of the Inside Connection on KDKA after Rob Taylor checks the news minutes away. KDKA, good morning.
This is attorney Christine Brown-Murphy with the law firm of Zachariah Brown. If you have a loved one in a nursing home, we need to talk. Give our office a call at 724-942-6200 or visit our website at pittsburghelderlaw.com.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Long live the king. Return to the magic and mystique of the Renaissance. The Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival, just southeast of Pittsburgh, is back. This weekend, August 23rd and 24th, is opening weekend. Pick up a 2-for-1 coupon at any participating Cohen markets and redeem it at the festival box office. Buy one adult ticket, get one free. This weekend only at the Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival. Go to pittsburghrenfest.com.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 71 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. A Valley High School football player is in the hospital this morning after being injured in a game Friday night. Josh Dunlap, a senior on the team, suffered a neck injury on the final play of the game against Southmoreland. He was airlifted to UPMC Children's Hospital. Dunlap's condition right now unknown. He was named the Valley Vikings Player of the Game prior to the injury. Allegheny County is going to pay $425,000 to settle a lawsuit filed by a man who had been accused in a mass murder in Wilkesburg back in 2016. The charges against Robert Thomas, who was accused of killing 6 people and an unborn child, were dismissed literally minutes before his trial was to get underway. The Trib acquired a copy of the settlement, which had included a confidentiality clause. County spokeswoman Abigail Gardner told the Trib after reviewing the case, they determined the settlement with Thomas was the best option in resolving the case. KDK Radio News Time, 9:31. Next update's coming up at 10. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDK.
When their world isn't safe, they need someone to notice, to wonder and worry, to be their voice. If you suspect child abuse in any way, report it. You can be their hero. Your call can change their world.
Report suspected abuse by calling 1-800-932-0313 or visit keepkidssafe.pa.gov for more information. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Summer's in Pittsburgh, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
After having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
And right now you can get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield and recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The weekend kicks off with sunshine and some clouds today, along with an afternoon thundershower in spots, high 84. Watch for a thunderstorm tonight with a low of 67. Then a morning shower or two give way to a spotty afternoon thunderstorm tomorrow as well, high 81. Then nice and less humid Monday with sun, high 73. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by MediConnect.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, back with Mark. This is the Inside Connection, MediConnect. Mr. Clark is here till 10 o'clock. But again, we've got live advisors standing by till noon. I highly urge you, whatever you're doing today, take time to call, set up an appointment. Enrollment period will be here before you know it, literally just weeks away, and you want to get in there, and you want to get in there early, and especially if you're going to be 65 or you just turned 65. But everybody within the sound of my voice who is on Medicare, you should be revisiting your current benefits. And how do you do that with that free appointment? 888-818-6334. All right, let's get back to some more with Mark Clark today on the Inside Connection on KDKA. Mark.
That's it, Rob. You know, the enrollment period will be upon us very soon. We're counting down the weeks and days. We're at the office. We're frantically preparing. You know, this is a season. People have said to me in the past, well, what do you do once the enrollment period's over, right? They're like, that's the only time we're busy. There's a lot of preparation that goes into that. There are continuing education that we have to do as agents. We have to take an AHIP test every year to prepare for the marketing of these plans. Medicare highly regulates this industry. Carriers require us to do specific trainings on their products every year. And some of our telesales agents, they work in 6 or 7 different states. And so they have to get certified and do certifications for plans and different products in different states. It's a lot of work. We prepare. We take it very seriously. I'm in the midst of training 3 new agents, and a couple of them I've been training since April. They've been in the industry. Sometimes we bring on people that haven't been in this industry, but maybe they've worked with people in the past. You know, I had worked in insurance before, but I hadn't done it for a long time when I was in ministry, and then I came back to it years later. You know, it takes a lot of training, a lot of preparation, sometimes I know my colleague, Lauren Uran, she'll say, you know, when somebody first starts working in this industry, it takes 2 years to really get your feet solid and ready. But the good thing there is, even when somebody's new, at MediConnect, we're a team. My team knows that we're a team. We all have our desk in the same room. My desk is in the room with the agents. We have huddle every day. We encourage, we cheer each other on. Every day during huddle, my daily huddle, we literally say, where are you stuck? What issues are you dealing with? It's not just one agent that you're working with at MediConnect. We have client experience department. Lauren Uran runs that department now. That helps all of our clients with any issues they have with their coverage after they get on their coverage. As a team, my team is always trying to help each other, encourage each other. This Medicare is so complicated that there are times when I might see an issue. Maybe I saw an issue with somebody's Medicare 2 years ago, but then one of my other agents, maybe Andrew or Corey, maybe they dealt with that same issue, but it was only a couple weeks ago. The nice thing about us is, I always say, we're like a brain trust. None of us is as smart as all of us, and we tackle those complicated issues together. And we work together to help make sure that our clients and the people we work with have get the very best advice, get the very best help. Sometimes we get questions from our listeners. We get questions from our clients and the consumers we meet with. And we were talking about ANOC, right? Here's one question from one listener. Do I have to change plans if I get an ANOC letter? Not necessarily. If you're happy with the coverage and the cost of your coverage, you can stay put. In fact, a lot of people don't understand when annual enrollment period comes up, October 15th through December 7th. You don't have to make a change then. I recommend that you have a checkup and you take a look. But if you're happy with the coverage and what it's going to cost you, if it's going to cover your meds well, if your doctors are still in network, it's good to let it roll over, and it will automatically roll over, but it's vital that you have a checkup with us, even if it's just a checkup over the phone. But the letter, what that ANOC letter does, it helps you decide if a change is needed to your plan. Here's another question from a listener. What if I lose my ANOC letter, right? Well, I know how it goes. I get stuff in the mail. I look at it. Oh, that's kind of important. I throw it to the side. I have a stack of stuff on our little entryway table, and there's some stuff there that I've looked at briefly and said, well, I might need to keep that around. And then someday we're having company over. I know we'll be having some company over later. And what do you do when you're having company over? You go through all that and you make these quick decisions. You throw stuff away, boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden you threw something away that was important. Don't worry. If you throw away your ANOC letter, don't worry about that. You can request another one from your insurance provider, or you could go look at the changes on Medicare.gov. And so there's a lot of ways to get that back. And, if it's after October 1st, we can actually come and tell you what the changes are going to be to your plan. So you have us in your holster all the time. You can always call us at 888-818-6334. How about another question? Somebody asked this, and this is a vital question. What if my doctor leaves the network? That's a super important question, and that can be a really big deal. If your doctor won't be covered in 2026, you're going to want to switch your plan if you want to keep seeing that doctor. And many people might be in that situation. Sometimes doctors, even we've seen in the past, doctor networks, literally hospital networks and doctor networks literally say, we're not going to work with this plan from this carrier anymore, or we're not going to work with this carrier anymore. What people don't understand is there are contracts between these hospital networks and these doctor networks and these insurance carriers, and so those contracts come to an end, and then they have to negotiate just like any other union, a teachers union, steelworkers union. They have to negotiate a new contract, and sometimes those contracts negotiations don't go well. And so once in a while, what gets put on the table is, well, we won't work with you anymore if we can't come to an agreement. And I don't blame the doctor networks or the hospital networks. I don't blame the insurance carriers. It's all business. Everybody's trying to do the very best they can. But sometimes this happens. Sometimes you'll find out that your doctor is not going to be in the network for the plan you have. And so that's where we come in handy. That's where MediConnect comes in handy, because we can help you find a plan that your doctor's going to take. No sense being on it. If you have a doctor, a PCP, a specialist, someone that you really need to see, a cardiac specialist, a pulmonary specialist, whatever it might be. I don't care if it's a dermatologist. If it's really important that you see that doctor, I have confidence in my PCP. She helps me all the time. And so if it's important to stick with your doctor, we can help you find a plan that your doctor's going to accept in 2026. And so that's one of the key features of working with MediConnect. Some of the changes that came to Medicare in 2025 and that will keep going in 2026, Medicare has continued to phase in lower prescription drug costs thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act. A lot of people have seen reduced costs in insulin and certain other medications. That's going to continue into 2026. In 2025, there was a $2,000 cap in out-of-pocket prescription drug cost. That's been introduced. There's been a payment plan introduced. It's helped seniors manage their budgets a lot better. It really has helped a lot of people. In 2026, one of the big things that's going to happen is Medicare is going to begin to negotiate drug prices directly with the manufacturers. So that should mean that we find some lower prices, even lower costs for prescriptions. There's a lot of changes that can take place in a given year, and it's so important to stay up to date. If you want to save money, if you want to get the health care, you have to stay informed. And the best way to save money and get the health care you want is stay informed. And let me just say, your best source for reliable information, for reliable advice is MediConnect. Call us. 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. We're not going to let you down. We're going to be able to guide you and lead you, help you make the right decisions. Like I said, I started to talk before the last break about indemnities. Those are plans that will pay you a fixed amount if you face certain health situations like cancer, heart attack, and stroke. If you're on Medicare, I don't care if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan or Medicare Supplement plan, and you don't have an indemnity in place, your coverage is really not complete until you do. You can cover serious illnesses, critical illnesses like cancer, heart attack, and stroke. There's hospital indemnities that can help you with the out-of-pocket expense for inpatient hospital coverage. There are short-term home health care. I don't know about you, but if I have a situation with my health and I'm in the hospital for a while and then I'm going to need extra help at home, I don't have extra money laying around. Short-term home health coverage can actually help you get aid come into the house, nurses come in, any kind of physical therapy that you want, and they can be very reasonable. So it's important to put one of these in place. Call us at 888-818-6334. Our agents can help you with that.
All right, listen, you're going to run this seminars, everybody, then I'm going to tell them how they can reserve their space free. Go ahead.
Yeah. Live seminars right here in the Pittsburgh area, August 26th at 6 p.m. We'll be at the Cranberry Library. That's on Rochester Road. Can't talk today. September 9th at 6 p.m. Pine Community Center. That's on Pine Park Drive in Wexford. September 16th at 6 p.m. We'll be at the Baird Private Wealth Management Office. That's on Perry Highway in Wexford. September 25th at 6 p.m. Quality Inn, New Kensington, Tarentum Bridge Road in New Kensington. September 30th at 5:30 p.m. Ligonier Library. That's West Main Street in Ligonier. And then there's our webinar. Every Wednesday, our illustrious leader, Lance O'Brien, does a webinar, 11 a.m. at 6 p.m. The next one is August 27th. And the way you register for that is you can call 888-818-6334. Our agents are standing by to help you register for seminars. The webinar, if you go onto our website, MediConnectInsurance.com, go to seminars, click the webinar, register for that. What will happen is you'll get an email 5 minutes before the webinar. You'll click on an email, it'll take you right to the webinar.
All of that and more will come back. We're going to recap, review, give you some information, little tidbits that you need to know. But again, best thing you can do today is set up that appointment. Absolutely free. Do it right now. 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. Same number to secure yourself in one of those seminars. Get yourself a reserved space. It's free, but you got to reserve it. Or you can go to MediConnectInsurance.com and click on the seminars tab. We'll be back.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
Hey folks, NASCO Roofing, the region's roofing leader, continues to exceed customer expectations. Carol from Pittsburgh praised NASCO Roofing for their quality workmanship and the timely manner NASCO completed her new roof. She loved how friendly and easy NASCO Roofing was to work with. NASCO has satisfied thousands like Carol. Get NASCO on your roof next. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. Most jobs done in a day. Special financing available. NASCO Roofing, NASCO.
There are things in this world that are just a bad combo, like morning rush hour on the Parkway and an empty stomach.
Well, folks, it looks like today is going to be a doozy. Be safe out there.
But you know what's actually a smart combo? Upside cash back with your credit card rewards. That's right. With Upside, you can earn cash back every time you fill up or grab your morning coffee at hundreds of nearby gas stations and restaurants in Pittsburgh, like GetGo, Circle K, and Dunkin'. The best part? You can combine Upside with your credit card perks and loyalty programs. It's like double dipping your rewards with an extra side of cash back. Download Upside, and for a limited time, get a 10% bonus on your first purchase with promo code PIT39. That's promo code PITT39 for an extra 10% cashback bonus. See why millions of Upside users have racked up almost $1 billion in cashback earned. Next time you're filling up or fueling up, choose the smart combo with Upside. Don't forget to use promo code PIT39. Upside. Cashback smarter. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
Get ready for a Pittsburgh tradition this fall. The 42nd annual Family House Polo Match presented by FNB is back. Saturday, September 6th at Hartwood Acres. Experience the thrill of professional polo. Stroll through a vintage car show. Enjoy food trucks, live music, kids' activities, tailgating, and more. Bring your friends, your coworkers, clients, or the whole family. Kids 12 and under get in free. It's a day of fun to help provide safe, affordable lodging for patients and families. Learn more at familyhouse.org/polo. See you on the field.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All I'm telling you right now, that enrollment period will be here before you know it. Don't wait. You're 65 this year. You're going to turn 65, but everyone listening should review your current benefits. Phone call away, 888-818-6334. Never a charge for their services. Back to wrap up this week's edition of the Inside Connection. Here's Mark Clark. Mark?
Rob, I have so much fun doing this when I get to be here. I told you before, when I was younger, I dreamt of being on the radio. I wasn't really wanting to be a DJ or always be on the radio. I just kind of dreamt of someday being able to be on the radio. So this is kind of a dream come true for me. Every time I do it, I'm driving home, I'm elated. I got to do something that I dreamed of doing. But today we talked about... we opened up with some history. This is August 23rd is a anniversary date when William Wallace was executed, right? The Braveheart guy. There also 1966, August 23rd was the first photo of the Earth from the moon. We talked about some birthdays, August 23rd. Rick Springfield, really his name is Rick Springthorpe. We found that out. His birthday's today. We talked a lot about Medicare changes in 25 and 26 and annual notice of change. But one of the things I really like about doing this is when I get to talk about people we've helped. And I'll just talk about 2 appointments I had this past week. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm training a couple of agents. I'm very excited about the new agents I have. We have 3 new agents. We got Zeke and Zach and Grace. Super excited about those folks. They're training, they're learning. A couple of them have been doing this already for a little while, but now they're new with us. And it's when I sit down with new agents, I just fall in love with what I do again, because it helps me reconnect the idea. Because when I sit down with them with clients and I'm teaching them how we work with our clients, just yesterday, Zeke and I met with a couple young ladies, and they had tons of questions. And what we keep hearing in these situations, we have a great first appointment process where we help educate people on how original Medicare works and the differences between Medicare Advantage plans and Medicare supplement plans. We talk about drug coverage and how that works on Medicare. We talk about how to sign up for Medicare Part A and B. It's so important to understand all those details. And we step-by-step work people through all those things. We answer all their questions. The thing we hear all the time is, why does this have to be so confusing? Why does it have to be so confusing, Mark? Why couldn't it be simpler? Well, I often say, I don't know why the government has to make Medicare so confusing. However, I often also think if it wasn't so confusing, then I probably wouldn't have a job. And I enjoy making things that are complicated, taking a complicated subject and making it simple. That's our motto at MediConnect is we make Medicare simple. We make Medicare easy. And so we'll walk you through that process. I also had an appointment yesterday afternoon with another man. We'll just call him Rob in Monroeville. And we walked through the first appointment process. And he's been to seminars several times. He has known about us. And when it was time, and now it's time, he said, I didn't want to get help from anybody else but you. And so we sat down and we walked through the first appointment process with him. We gave him a little list of homework. There's a couple things that he needs to do. He needs to get certain things taken care of. And then when he gets those taken care of, we're going to do all the research and help him sort through the plans that are available to him. You might think it's easy, but here's the thing. You don't want to close your eyes and throw a dart at the dartboard when it comes to your Medicare coverage, because if you make mistakes, especially in your first initial enrollment period, those mistakes can stay with you for the rest of your life. And that could mean you have to pay more money. You miss out on benefits that you really need to have. It's so important. So, if you're in your initial enrollment period, that's that time when you're usually centers around when you're turning 65. It's a 7-month window you have. That's when you want to call us. That's when you want to come to seminar. You really want to come and get educated, or at least have an appointment with us even about a year before. So it's really important. What are the potholes that you want to miss? Right?
Let me ask you something, because I get this question all the time because of Medicaid being in the news of late.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just curious. Medicare to Medicaid.
Yep.
Do you do anything with Medicaid at all?
Absolutely. So we don't sell Medicaid plans. Medicaid is a state-run. It's funded by the state and run by the state. But if you're on Medicaid and you qualify for Medicare, and that could happen in certain ways. You could be aging into Medicare, and you're on Medicaid.
Right.
There are special Medicare plans that are designed for people that are qualified for both. They're called dual eligible special needs plans. And why you want to be aware of those, Rob, is they're zero premium. Most of the co-pays for stuff are zero co-pays for services that you receive, like going to see a doctor or a specialist or going to the emergency room. And what's really great about those plans, people that are dual eligible usually have a lot of needs. They will come with extra dental, vision, and hearing coverage. They'll come with food card benefits. They'll come with extra money that you might be able to use towards utilities like your electric bill, free rides to the doctor, free meals after hospital stay. They are Medicare Advantage plans, but they come jam-packed with extra plans. So if you're on Medicaid and you qualify for Medicare, now there are other people that are on Medicaid that do qualify for Medicare without turning 65. You can be younger than 65, and if you have what's called a qualifying disability for 24 consecutive months, you actually qualify for Medicare. Doesn't matter what your age is.
So bottom line is, if that question is something you need answered, I think we just answered it. And if you're just tuning in and you just caught the last part of it, do me a favor right now. Call this number, set up an appointment, never charge for their services, 888-818-6334. About 2 minutes left. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly, Rob. It's so important that people understand that we do work with people that have Medicaid and are aging into Medicare, or maybe all of a sudden you're on Medicaid and all of a sudden you look at your mail and you find a Medicare card in there. Don't throw it away. You're throwing away benefits that you could have that won't cost you any more. And in a lot of cases, people that are on Medicaid and qualify for Medicare, their Part B premiums paid for. What are some of the potholes? We're familiar with potholes here in Western PA because of the weather. The roads break down, and we get a lot of potholes in our region. There are potholes on the road to getting on your Medicare, things that we can help you avoid. Potholes can do a lot of damage to your car. Here's the top 5, right? Enrollment periods. It's really important to know which enrollment period you're in. If you have an enrollment period, some plans can't be changed unless you have a valid enrollment period. Part B and Part D penalties. Do you know whether you've incurred a penalty? And if you have incurred a penalty, what's that going to mean? How long is that going to last? What's that penalty based on? Why did you get the penalty, right? How about doctor networks? You understand to know, most people in the Pittsburgh region understand to know that there are certain doctors and hospitals that will take one plan and they won't take another plan. It's really important that you know, and it's not always easy to tell what plan your doctor's going to take. But we can check that for you.
All right, run those seminars. Final minute.
Absolutely. Yep. August 26th at 6 p.m. We'll be at the Cranberry Library. That's on Rochester Road. September 9th at 6 p.m. We'll be at the Pine Community Center, Pine Park Road Drive in Wexford. September 16th at 6 p.m., Baird Private Wealth Management, Perry Highway, Wexford. September 25th, 6 p.m., Quality Inn, New Kensington. That's Tarentum Bridge Road in New Kensington. September 30th, 5:30 p.m., we'll be at the Ligonier Library. That's West Main Street, Ligonier. Don't forget our webinars every Wednesday, 11 a.m., 6 p.m. August 26th is the next one. Just register online for that. You'll get an email with a link. You'll go right to the webinar from the link.
Okay.
Call 888-818-6334.
Perfect timing. Great job today.
Hey, thanks, Rob.
All right.
Good to see you.
You too, bud. Stay tuned because it's time for that True Value Home Improvement Show, and Paul and Mike are in the wings and getting ready to put the hammer down and get it all taken care of. Stay with us.
The preceding was paid for by MediConnect. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Back to school, and that has a lot of moms and dads thinking about the process of food. And we have an expert with us, Chef Christopher Galazzara.
There's a couple of things that come to mind. First, my motto is cook once, eat twice. If you have kids that don't want to eat a lot of vegetables, there's ways to hide that, right? So bolognese, meat sauce.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hello, this is Lester Botkin, Chief Investment Officer of Botkin Family Wealth Management, where I work with my dad Les and my sister Sarah. It's a big summer for golf here in Pittsburgh, and it was exciting watching the pros at Oakmont. The most exciting round I ever watched in my life, though, was back in 1992 when my dad got to play the opening round at Nevillewood with Jack Nicklaus. There was a gallery of thousands, and I knew Dad was nervous. On number 10, he hit his drive into a sand trap. His next shot landed in another trap beside the green. I was 12 years old, and my heart dropped to my stomach. I remember Dad saying that morning that his number one goal that day was not to make a fool of himself in front of Nicklaus and the club membership. I then watched Dad blast it out of the sand right into the hole for a birdie. The crowd roared. Dad finished with a 73 to Nicklaus's 72. I was so happy and proud. My dad's always been a guy who stays positive and focused on goals. Those qualities make him a fantastic financial advisor and a role model for me. Find out more about our family-owned firm at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 71 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 10 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. One person has died in a motorcycle crash Friday night in Clairton. Happened around 10 p.m. in the 500 block of State Street. A motorcyclist collided with a telephone pole, and that motorcyclist was pronounced dead at the scene. Cause of the crash under investigation. Valley High School football players in a hospital this morning after being injured in a football game on Friday night. Josh Dunlap, a senior on the team, suffered a neck injury on the final play of the game against Southmoreland. He was airlifted to UPMC Children's Hospital. Right now his condition is unknown. He was named the Valley Vikings player of the game prior to that injury. Well, are smartphones in schools doing more harm than good? Lawmakers, teachers, and students weighed in Friday at a roundtable discussion. And here's News Radio KDK's David Ballarado.
Democratic Congressman Chris DeLuzio and Republican State Senator Devlin Robinson heard from teachers and students alike. DeLuzio says he's written all 59 school districts in his congressional district, asking if they'll have a classroom ban this school year.
It's all over the place. Some schools have what they call a bell-to-bell ban with some narrow exceptions. Some schools leave it to teacher discretion. Some schools say that the kids have to check their phones in when they come into the classroom, so they can't have them on their laps or on their desk.
He says studies show a student can receive up to 200 push alerts during the course of a school day, and the distraction can keep them from learning. Not to mention the rumors and bullying that can sometimes happen on social media. He says while parents shoulder a lot of responsibility, government can help too to protect kids and demand better from social media companies that are dealing with children. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
Members of the United Steelworkers of America rallied in downtown Pittsburgh Friday, calling for safe working conditions amid federal cuts. Congressman Chris DeLuzio participated in the rally and told KDKA Radio afterwards that the explosion at the Clairton Coke Works sent a reminder of how dangerous work at a steel mill can be.
The Trump administration is looking to take out $50 million from OSHA, which we already know is underfunded and can't go and do the kinds of inspections we do in workplaces across the country.
The AFL-CIO says more than 5,200 workers were killed on the job in 2023. KDKA Radio News Time, we're coming up on 10:03, which means it's time to call Carlos at Greater Pitt Tree Service if you're concerned about your trees. Call 412-884-TREE. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series presented by University of Pittsburgh announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns Goodwin, former National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, and National Geographic photographer Christina Mittermeier. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Bill from Mars. Bill's neuropathy got so bad he couldn't sleep due to the pain and was losing his balance, causing him to have frequent falls. Then Bill found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program greatly improved Bill's neuropathy, and now he's sleeping through the night, can feel his feet again, and has no more pain. Listen to Bill's complete story at marydanston.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bill, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Support St. Anthony School programs and help students with special needs achieve their full potential through inclusive education, therapy services, and job skills development, serving students ages 5 through 21 with Down syndrome, autism, and other intellectual disabilities. Find them within select Catholic schools in the Pittsburgh area, including a post-secondary program at Duquesne University. For over 70 years, St. Anthony School has empowered students of all faiths to live independently and contribute meaningfully to society. Learn more or donate at stanthonykids.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings some sunshine, but watch for a spotty afternoon thunder shower with a high of 84, leading to a risk for a thunderstorm tonight and a low of 67. For tomorrow, a brief morning shower or two gives way to afternoon sun with a spotty thunderstorm, high 81, followed by a nice, less humid Monday with sunshine much of the time, high 73. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's time for the KDKA Home Improvement Hour with the guys from True Value. KDKA's Home Improvement Hour is an informational program sponsored by True Value. The information featured is intended solely to further the public's general knowledge about home improvement. Individual home improvement should be referred to your personal contractor. This is 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, they're here today. Paul, R.C. Walters and Son, and Mike from Sarver True Value Rental. Andy is a little busy at that lake house, but he will be back with us next week. We have a lot to get to today, but the thing we like to drive home as we begin, it's all about your phone call. So give us a call, 866-391-1020. Great end of season savings, all sorts of incredible things you can get amazing savings on because we're getting ready to shift out of the summer months into the fall season, and they're already starting to display that stuff as well, too. So whatever you need for every season, every reason, we've got you covered at True Value, and we've got a lot of other great stores that help us with this show, too. So before we get going with all the phone calls, all the information, I will have Mike Broniszewski tell you about the other stores that we are so happy to say support them because they support us.
They absolutely do. Thank you for that, Robin. Our 28th year of doing the True Value Home Improvement Hour here on KDKA Radio. It's the stores like Daniel's Discount and Appliance True Value, Pfeiffer True Value Hardware and Supply, R.C. Walters and Sons True Value, Slippery Rock True Value, EV True Value, and Sarver True Value Hardware.
All right, Paul, what's happening at R.C. Walters? Good morning.
How you doing today? And I'd like to say thank you to all the listeners that stopped in the store afterwards. I was thrilled with how many people stopped in last Saturday afternoon asking about the products we were discussing on the show. That was pretty good. Again, we're going to try to do hot dogs again this afternoon down at the store, but from 12 to 3.
So that's the real reason people like True Value.
Absolutely.
Always grilling something good for lunch. That's a great idea. All right, Mike, how about you?
Yeah, well, it's exciting time. This is work time zone, so I'm sure we're going to get a lot of calls today because, not this Monday, but next Monday's Labor Day already. So, and that's another kind of pinpoint in the hardware store calendar, if you will. That was Memorial Day sets its mark for certain things. 4th of July for certain other things, Labor Day in terms of another, meaning getting the house ready, getting things bottled up. This is plenty of time to be outside, and getting the yard ready looking towards fall. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but September around the corner, we start to get into that realm of that perfect time to do yard work in general. I was going to say plant grass, but plant grass for sure, but also yard work in general. This is when you lean with Mother Nature into the fall. It's much more easier to work with the lawn, and we've had some stress in the lawns due to all the dryness. Obviously, we see a lot of the dark lawns out there. Don't worry about that. We're going to get the moisture back in the ground, and you'll see that pop back. But we can take any questions about what to do about your lawn or what have you. We're certainly getting the gardens buttoned up and doing the canning. And obviously these big projects you want to get done before Labor Day, whether it's sealing the driveway or restaining the deck or the fence you might have, or making sure the gutters are secure. And it's not too early to do that. I mean, the leaves are going to start to fall, so we can talk about gutter protection, ladder protection, how to get up there, how to clean the gutters, how to clean the downspouts to make sure the downspouts are flowing properly so that you're ready to head into fall.
Well, listen, so, you look at your own yard and you become captivated by it, and for the most part, you have that invisible fence in your mind where you really don't see what's going on in the rest of the world. So I'm driving yesterday in between jobs, and I drive by this huge, wide open commercial building space, lots of lawn, and I look over, and I drive by this building all the time. All of the grass is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just have to let it go at this time and just start maybe rethinking in the fall, because it's Mother Nature, it goes dormant? But I forgot how much heat we've had and what it has done to yards.
Well, and it's disconcerting because you put a lot of effort into your yard, and then you see it and it's like, it's dead, and then, so it is definitely disconcerting to see. But this typical pattern happens usually a lot in late August when we start to get that extreme heat and we lack the rainfall. The grass gets stressed out. So one of the things we love to talk about is, we have great partnership with a company called Jonathan Green. Jonathan Green makes a lot of outdoor lawn products, fertilizers, insecticides, and what have you. They also make grass seed, and they make that Black Beauty Ultra, which has those roots that shoot down 4 feet down into the ground. So besides the fact it has a waxy coating that helps maintain moisture within the leaf and repel insects in that deep green color, that deep root base on that grass seed tends to keep it from browning as much as the regular grass seed you'll see that in your typical blends of ryegrasses out there. So that could be another tool in your arsenal to make sure that grass does stay green throughout the summer, even in the times of late August. And of course, some of us are fortunate to have irrigation systems. Those can be controlled to properly water, so that you don't have that browning at all. But yeah, we're entering in that really great time frame where you can really set your lawn up good for the fall and then even better for the spring.
All right, anything on your mind, give us a call, 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. Why do you think we all get fixated on our yards so much? Even though I really wasn't, now that I'm out there for that second full season, you really do want to take pride.
It's taking pride in your yard.
Yeah, it's what you
really
see.
What it comes down to.
Yeah, it's what you see from the street when you pull up and you come home and you really want to look at it and make sure it's looking great. And it's all of the outside. And of course, that's what the True Value hardware stores do. We help you with any of those particular outside projects and painting too. As a matter of fact, Labor Day weekend has always been a traditional great painting weekend. People looking forward to fall, to the holidays for Thanksgiving and Christmas and what have you. You want to get the rooms painted or that fresh look going into fall. So whether it's exterior painting, True Value makes incredible weatherall exterior line of paint. All latex-based products are so much better than the old oil-based products. So if you want to put a fresh coat of paint, sometimes it's just a dress up around the shutters maybe, or maybe you just want to redo the front door, and you can do it. Like you almost have the liberty to almost pick any color for your front door because you can let that pop. You know what I mean? Whether it's a red or a deep blue or what have you, you can really make that front door pop and get a new fresh coat of paint on that as well too. So there's some of the projects you can do outside before we have to button up into the inside.
Well, you also have to remember now, the weather's supposed to be changing next week. I mean, we're going to be dropping 10 degrees. We're looking at, in the low 70s for most of the week. Perfect time to go outside and work in the yard, trim those trees, trim some of the trees down, handle some bushes, any of the weeding that you may have left in your garden. I mean, the temperature dropping down makes a big deal about getting out there and working on it.
Yeah, and if you wanted to prune any of your trees and vegetation out there, now's the time to do it right prior to the seasonal change where the leaves start to change colors. You can get in there and prune out what you don't want, the dead spots and what have you, and do kind of like a pre-cleaning of your trees around your house before the leaves start to fall.
All right, we have a lot of stuff to get to. Calls are coming in as we speak. Let's talk about some great things you can pick up in that flyer from True Value right now at incredible savings. And all of the people that sponsor this show have these products that we talk about every week.
You know, some of the great product lines out there, like the Green Thumb product lines, garden hose, Zero G garden hose. We love the Zero G garden hose. You can get it in a 25, 50-foot, or 100-foot hose. This is that collapsible hose, but not those chintzy like ones that shrink back up into this is just a really good, high quality. Picture that material you'd see on a fireman's hose, that really thick material. That's what these garden hoses are made out of, so they don't kink, they don't break. They're made in America, which is really great with aluminum ends. So those are some of the products, but we have the bargains of the month that are going to start back up in September again. A lot of things focused around painting, around the damp rid product, which is really big in the local True Value stores. Sea foam to treat fuel as you go into the fall. Pruners, mold is always a big issue around the home. We get a lot of calls about mold control, whether it's the Armor All mold control product or Concrobium. How do we control mold? Because people get a little freaked out when they see mold around the house. And, generally speaking, it's not a problem for most people. A little bit of mold is not going to hurt you that badly, but, it's definitely something you want to curtail and change. So once you start to see the mold, you want to make sure you pivot away from moisture, a place to feed, and light. And if those are the three things that mold needs to grow. So once you start to change that, whether it's outside trimming shrubs or bushes down or what have you, or if it's inside in a bathroom where, quite frankly, the exhaust fan's actually not working anymore, and that's why you get moisture buildup, things like that, you can alter the path. But there is great tools in our arsenal like, Concrobium and Armor All, Armor Control from that control mold specifically as well.
Don't forget about Sniper also in that.
Sniper as well. Yeah, Sniper's a great mold control product as well.
All right, we got calls waiting in the wings. Just want to make sure they're all in the queue. We'll take them when we get back. Paul, Mike, and I, this is the True Value Home Improvement Show, KDKA.
Now more than ever, we're the station you can trust for the information you need. KDKA.
Hey folks, Marty here, Voss TV and Appliance. You'll find the best prices and selection name brand TVs and appliances. Third-generation family business that's built on relationships, not commissions. From sales, installation, at Voss, Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team are experts who know appliances and TVs inside and out. They won't leave you hanging after the sale. Visit Voss, South Hills Showroom, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. The best prices guaranteed.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As an athlete, I'm all about performance and my overall health. I've wanted to improve my smile for a while, but I thought braces was the only option. A friend of mine mentioned she was improving her smile with Invisalign, so I checked out with my local orthodontist and found out that Invisalign could work for me as well. After a quick scan, my orthodontist created my Invisalign plan, and I couldn't be more excited to start. Check out Invisalign.com to find a doctor in your neighborhood. It's great that there are trained Invisalign doctors in our own community here. Invisalign.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The Home Improvement Hour with the guys from True Value.
All right, Paul's back. O.C. Walters and Son. Mike, of course, Arbor True Value Reno. Andy off this weekend. Let's go to Sue in Oakmont up first on KDKA's True Value Home Improvement Show. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, gentlemen. Enjoy your show.
Well, thank you.
I have a question about rust stains that we're getting in the house around the rim of the drains, in the sinks and commodes. I thought maybe it was the hot water tank. It's only about 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We drained a little water off of it, but I'm thinking, I don't know, is there sediment in the bottom of it? I'm just having to clean the drains and the commodes probably every 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, so you said you did drain some of the water from the bottom of the hot water tank?
Yes.
Okay, and it was there rust that came out into the water significantly?
Not really.
Yeah. And is it a gas or an electric hot water tank?
Gas.
Gas, okay, yeah. So probably not getting the rust from that. It could just simply be something you're pulling out of the water. And obviously you don't have a well, right? This is municipal water as well?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the rust stains, there's things you can do, but you're saying you're seeing rust in the water itself, not necessarily rust stains, or is it mostly the rust stains that you're dealing with?
The stains.
Okay.
Well, that brings to a question there. It wouldn't be coming from a hot water tank. It was in the toilet because that's going to be cold water only.
So one of the best things to do, there's a few fan favorites out there in terms of rust remover. There's an old school one called Iron Out. Iron Out's been around forever. It comes in a couple different granular bottles, so you can mix it in with a little bit of liquid, scrub it onto any kind of rust stain anywhere and around the house. You can even use it on clothing, and it removes rust stains very well. The other one I really love is a product called Wink. It's kind of the under the radar one, just WINK. It's Wink Rust Stain Remover. Does an amazing job of breaking down rust stains around the house, kind of just like Iron Out does as well. And of course, we talk about CLR, which is calcium lime and rust remover too. So CLR does a fine job as well if you have that. But my favorite of those three would be the Wink product, and the Wink will really do a great job of breaking down those rust stains.
Okay, thank you. No other ideas about what the source could be.
I have a feeling the source is going to be somewhere in your plumbing in the house, that there's something in there, a galvanized piece of pipe or something that's starting to rust. That would be my guess. But to find it, it's going to be a hard thing to do.
Right.
And
great.
Yeah, and so there are, water filtration systems that you can easily install in your main line, and some that are designed to take out rust out of it. There's different filters for different purposes, big sediment, little sediment, that kind of thing, chlorine removal type of ones. There's also one that's designed for rust. So if it really persists, you can get an actual water filtration system that you put in there, and then like every 3 months to 6 months, there's a big wrench. You just take that wrench, shut off the valve, drop it, put in the new rust filter, and it'll help get that rust out of the line.
Oh, great. Now, where would you install that?
Well, that's down in the basement on your main line coming in. So, typically, anywhere on your main line prior to the hot water tank or even after, it doesn't really necessarily matter, but down on the main line before it enters in the most part of the house.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Rust filtration system.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Bob, South Hills. Hey, Bob, you're on the True Value Home Improvement Show. Good morning.
Good morning. My question has to deal with quality of products. So I'm looking for a good outdoor grill, and I know when you go to the big box stores, you see Weber, and it says $500, and then you go to like your stores, and it says what X amount is, stuff like that. Now, like in certain industries, manufacturers make different grades for like the consumer, the Home Depot, the Lowe's, Builder Square, and such, as opposed to like in the plumbing field. If you buy a Moen faucet with a model number, say X, at Home Depot it's $200. At Supply House is $260, but they make it's a different grade altogether. And they learn. My point is, I'm looking. So going to Home Depot, you see Weber grills. Is it also stay with Weber? These manufacturers make a different grade for the consumer, as opposed to you come to the specialty store, the hardware store, Supply House, where you get a better quality by the same manufacturer. Because I'm looking, I don't care about the money. I'm looking for the quality of place, and I like going to your guys' place, and that's You understand my question?
I totally understand your question, and you're right on the mark. That happens quite frequently in the industry. Is that the big box stores, they want that lower price point, right? So they'll go back to the vendors and ask them just to maybe trim something here, trim something there, make it a little thinner here or there, and then they're able to drop the price point and be lower, than the independents are. But you're correct in saying they're not the same products. Now, Weber's a little convoluted because Weber has been challenged over the last couple of years. They make a great product, but they've been so over the board with all their different models and what have you, and they're really trying to get their lineup back in order again, if you will, just because it's kind of like happenstance of how many models are done. But as far as the Weber is concerned, I don't believe they make a different interior exterior component quality level in terms of the burners or the flavorizing bars are all the same. But what you will find is sometimes they'll supplant like a stainless steel flavorizing bar with a porcelain bar in there, which are not going to last as long. So those are the kind of things you need to look out for, like whether or not the burner tubes are the same and whether the flavorizing bars are actually stainless steel versus the porcelain. There's a big longevity risk of the difference of those two. And then, and some of the other components that are important too is looking at the grates in there as well. There's different quality grates. You'll typically get a cheaper quality grate, maybe just a straight up cast iron one, at the big box stores, where at your local True Value store, you'll probably find them with the stainless steel interior in there. So I think you're in the right mindset on there, and I think you've already got it on the radar. So you're already ahead of the game in terms of kind of knowing that there might be differences in models, because I don't want to say the big boxes are trying to fool people, but they want to particularly say, here's the same grill, and our grill is $50 less. And then, it's really not exactly the same grill. So those are some of the things to look at.
Exactly.
Specifically, if you're talking about Weber and grilling in particular, I think a lot of exciting things are going to happen with the True Value system. We still love Weber, right? But we're looking at a different avenue. Next year, we're looking at some product lines from Napoleon and Charbroil. We're seeing a lot of these companies like Napoleon and Charbroil really coming out with innovative new differences. And quite frankly, I'm struggling with Weber to see them innovate a little bit more. Certainly a good quality product, really great. We love them. Right. They light up really great. But, they're starting to lack some of the innovations, like the light up knobs, so you can see the knobs at night, or when we even get the time change, you go out and see the grill and it's dark. There's things like that. More infrared burning, so you can more searing options on some of the other grills. So we have that coming for 2026. But long-winded answer to your question. But yeah, you'll find different quality differences, and you need to look at those. And in your local, maybe your big box help will not know the differences, but certainly if you go to your local independent retailers like a True Value or an Ace or whoever, they'll be able to tell you what are some of the differences between the lineups that you're looking at.
If you were to buy one today, what would you pick?
The Weber Genesis series. They make basically Spirit, Genesis, and Summit. Summit's they're really high end, but Weber Genesis makes a great line, and as of right now, it's really good. If I was going to buy one next year, I'd probably be looking at the Charbroil or Napoleon. We're just still working out a new program with those two vendors in terms of those grilling. But you need a grill today, you can get a good quality grill from Weber, and they've got a great warranty. It's one of the things we've always loved about Weber. Great warranty. And they've got that. You just keep that little pamphlet, that you'll get, and it'll have the serial number on there. So it's a Genesis, SB350 and the serial number. Man, if you have any problems, there's a 1-800 number on there, and they really stand behind their product. So you really can't go wrong with Weber. Weber Genesis would be my suggestion here for fall of 2025, and then I'd be open to open the aperture next year to a couple different brands.
The end of the season sales on Weber and such, will you be best served or put it on a shelf till springtime, or wait till springtime?
100%, Bob. You'll definitely find retailers like Paul and me, and you come in and you want to grill. We kind of wanted to get it off the floor. We still got a lot of time yet to sell grills, so the leverage goes both ways. But yeah, no, you're right. Especially with your smaller hardware stores. Well, even the big box, they don't really have the means to store that stuff, and it just gets banged. So yeah, you'll see floor models, and I guess it's the other thing I like about True Value too, is if you're going to buy a floor model off the True Value show floor, it's most likely not been touched and grabbed and opened and pulled, and people steal knobs off of that. Sometimes at the big box stores, there's a little bit more of a rampage going on, and you might be getting a floor model that literally is missing something. So you want to be aware of that as well.
All right, Bob, go to the True Value and get that Weber grill, and even if you can't this year, you can start dreaming about grilling next year. But tailgate season is almost here too.
Absolutely.
All right, listen, short break. We'll come back. We're going to take more calls. the other side, phones are ringing off the hook. Paul, quickly, though, what's happening at your store at R.C. Walters? Go.
Well, basically what we're going to be doing is I think the middle part of this week, I'm going to be having a clearance sale start for the weekend coming up. We got a lot of lawn chairs left over. We want to try to move out. I actually have a Genesis Weber grill, but it is a natural gas one. It is not a propane one that I'm going to have a really, really, really good price on it. But yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be doing the next couple of days is trying to get ready for a clearance event for the fall.
There you go. Take a short break. We'll come back. Hey, get on the line. Give us a call. 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. Andrew Benacki, AAA Central's Talking Travel. Next hour, then the Kickoff Classic Part 2. Great high school football triple-header action today. Begins at noon from the Wolverina on KDKA.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Long live the king. Return to the magic and mystique of the Renaissance. The Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival, just southeast of Pittsburgh, is back. This weekend, August 23rd and 24th, is opening weekend. Pick up a 2-for-1 coupon at any participating Cohen markets and redeem it at the festival box office. Buy one adult ticket, get one free. This weekend only at the Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival. Go to pittsburghrenfest.com.
Due to the success of the July savings specials, my friends at Coit have extended their sale. Save 50% off drapery cleaning, 40% off all other Coit cleaning services. Coit's full-time service drapery cleaning unmatched, including takedown, cleaning, and rehanging your drapes. Call Coit today, 1-800-FOR-COIT. That's 1-800-FOR-COIT. 50% off drapery cleaning, 40% off all other Coit services. Get your home Coit clean. Coit Pittsburgh, the best.
Do you consider someone in our Pittsburgh area a hero? A hero can be your neighbor, a teacher, a church leader, or even your parent. Someone who has done something extraordinary. Once again, KDKA Radio needs your help as we honor 5 local heroes in our community. Nominate your hero for Larry Richards' Hometown Heroes event at KDKARadio.com. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 72 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 10:30. I'm Rob Taylor. One person died in a motorcycle crash Friday night in Clareton. It happened around 10 p.m. in the 500 block of State Street. Police say a motorcyclist collided with a telephone pole, was pronounced dead at the scene. Cause of the crash right now is under investigation. Well, are smartphones in schools doing more harm than good? Lawmakers, teachers, and students weighed in Friday at a roundtable discussion, and News Radio KDK's David Ballarado has more.
Democratic Congressman Chris DeLuzio and Republican State Senator Devlin Robinson heard from teachers and students alike. DeLuzio says he's written all 59 school districts in his congressional district, asking if they'll have a classroom ban this school year.
It's all over the place. Some schools have what they call a bell-to-bell ban with some narrow exceptions. Some schools leave it to teacher discretion. Some schools say the kids have to check their phones in when they come into the classroom, so they can't have them on their laps or on their desk.
He says studies show a student can receive up to 200 push alerts during the course of a school day, and the distraction can keep them from learning, not to mention the rumors and bullying that can sometimes happen on social media. He says while parents shoulder a lot of responsibility, government can help too to protect kids and demand better from social media companies that are dealing with children. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Next update's at 11. I'm Rob Taylor on the voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics.
Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Carrie, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The weekend kicks off with sunshine and some clouds today, along with an afternoon thundershower in spots, high 84. Watch for a thunderstorm tonight with a low of 67. Then a morning shower or two give way to a spotty afternoon thunderstorm tomorrow as well, high 81. Then nice and less humid Monday with sun, high 73. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
The following program is paid for by True Value.
The Home Improvement Hour with the guys from True Value.
All right, we go right back to the phones for Mike and Paul. And, of course, next stop is Gene, who wants to join us talking about those pesky weeds on the True Value Home Improvement Show. Hey, Gene.
Good morning. My son has an area on his property that is full of thistles, and he can't seem to get rid of them. What can he do to get rid of them?
So this is just right in the lawn? He's seeing them, and that's where he wants to get rid of them?
No, it's a patch on side of his property.
Okay.
It's probably 6 by 4, and they just keep coming back.
Okay, well, there's a couple things you can do, but one of the things would be predicated on what you are planning to do in the future there. The one option is a product called Ground Clear from Ortho. There's a couple, Bonide makes one too, that are season-long herbicides designed to kill the thistle and not have it come back for a while and leave it fairly barren. So you can be doing that if you plan on just putting down mulch on top of that after that, or if you're just putting down gravel on top of that, that could be an option. The other one would be a more temporary herbicide, things that are just designed to kill the vegetation just temporarily and until you can replant. And something like a Roundup, which has a reformulated formula in there, that particular product is also a herbicide, but it's designed to kill the plant, but it doesn't damage the soil, what have you. So you could replant. So say he wanted to plant myrtle there or something like that. You could kill the thistle with the Roundup type product, the glyphosate substitute, and then replant immediately. Or if you want something more permanent, because of the latter example that I'm giving, a mulch or stone or what have you, you can use a season-long product. And these are, again, great questions, because this is what you really need help with within the aisle of herbicides. There's selective herbicide, what we call selective herbicide, non-selective herbicide. A selective herbicide is like the ones you use in the lawn that will kill broadleaf weeds per se, but not the grass. Or you can have non-selective that basically kills everything. And then, of course, you can deviate down the road of non-selective in terms of what you're trying to do ultimately. So does that help you?
Yes. Now, would a pre-emergent type product help with that?
Well, the thistle's more of a
to put
deeply
on?
rooted product, so I mean, it's not going to do anything to any existing thistle growing, but a pre-emergent basically doesn't allow seeds to germinate. So that's what that means by a pre-emergent control product. So before the emergence of the seed, it defuncts it from doing that. So it's a great product to use somewhere on a hillside like that. I would definitely recommend it doing that, again, depending on what the ultimate goal was. But yeah, so you can use the ground clear, kill the thistle, mow it over, put mulch on that area, and then on top of the mulch, you do a regimen of the pre-emergent, and you won't have any weeds growing back at all.
Okay, good. But can you plant grass? I know if certain.
Yes, if you're going to plant grass, that would be the Roundup version of that, or the Bonide version of the the non-sterilizing soil product that's kind of designed to kill the vegetation, so that you can. Yeah, I mean, with the Roundup product, you can replant within a matter of days. So yes, you can do that, kill it, get it out, put some fresh soil down, and then we can talk about, that was why I was asking, like, if he wants to plant grass seed, that's a whole, then we could talk about what he needs to do to get that pH level right, because that thistle really likes a low pH, so the pH isn't in the range it needs to be. So that would be before you even drop a piece of grass seed down onto the soil or what have you, you're wasting your money unless we get that pH level. So we can talk about all that as well, getting that soil in the right condition, get the pH level right, the microisms going properly, and then we can talk about like a particular starter fertilizer, good quality grass seed on there. And again, you probably heard the top of the show, we're entering into the grass growing season. I mean, a lot of folks think of grass growing in the springtime, which is not a bad time, but fall's much better, cooler temperatures, more consistent moisture control. And then we've got this pretty nice window of September, October, even into November for the grass seed to grow and get healthy before it heads into the dormancy of winter.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gene.
All right, somebody wants to know, they got ants, no food, where the ants come from, and what can we do to get rid of them?
Well, inside, outside, again, that kind of depends on more context to that question. One of the products True Value has always been partnering with for probably over the 75 years we've been in business is a product from Terro, Terro. Terro is one of your most effective ant control products. Now, it comes in a plethora of different items from a granular to use around the base of the home on the exterior to bait traps that you can use on the interior. Maybe folks are familiar with it. Terro was the original one where it had 6 pieces of little cardboard on the back of the packaging, and you would take the liquid and just put a big like dime-sized dot of the Terro killer on that piece of cardboard, and you'd see ants come from everywhere to come get that and then go back. Now they have it in a trap form, so it's not, in a bait station, if you will, so it's not exposed. So Terro would be great. I mean, and like I said, we can walk you through, once you come into the local True Value store, exactly which one of those Terro products would be great for your particular ant problem.
All right, 866-391-1020. Dan, North Hills, up next for Paul and Mike in the True Value Home Improvement Show. Go ahead, Dan.
Good morning, Paul and Mike.
Morning.
I have 2 problems I'd like to discuss with you. First of all, my grass is kind of suffering like everybody else's, but it's particularly suffering by my blacktop driveway where it's the hottest. And I was just wondering if there was any of the seeds I was thinking about replanting the strips along the driveway. And that's where all the weeds are. If there was any seed that would be better for the higher heat, drier conditions along the edge of my driveway.
I'm not too sure about what you're going to find up north on that. I mean, they do make heat-tolerant seeds that we mainly see those in the southern states more.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a high-traffic seed from Jonathan Green.
So either the high-traffic or that Black Beauty Ultra 2 is a heat-resistant grass as well, due to the fact that it sheds the roots down. The only challenge possibly with the Black Beauty Ultra is it's a deep, beautiful green color. It may look different than the rest of your lawn, so that might be one challenge, but it's probably going to grow very well. But you're experiencing a very typical problem. That blacktop driveway obviously gets intensely hot with the sun, and that radiates to the right, to the left, and underneath of it, and it is difficult for grass to grow in those heat temperature areas. So an extreme watering process, from a hydration, from an irrigation system will solve that. Sometimes folks do a nice little trim piece of mulch or even stone, to give a little buffer.
Yeah.
You can do that, and sometimes it's attractive looking. But I would look towards the Jonathan Green products, heat tolerant, high traffic, like Paul was saying, or the Black Beauty Ultra. And then, of course, we want to make sure that soil's in really great shape. You know, we want to make sure the pH level's right. We want to use Love My Soil to get that soil in the great condition, too, and that's going to help battle this problem as well.
I want to ask another question. Is this the grass is hard to grow there all year long, or is it only later in the summer when the heat gets up? Is it the same way in the spring?
It's later in the summer.
Okay.
It's later in the summer.
All right. I was just asking because, you know, if you use depending on what chemicals you use on your driveway in the wintertime for ice melt, you could be getting the salt go into the, you know, that was my question.
Use it. Yeah, thanks. I don't use anything on it in the winter.
Okay, no problem.
I get a lot of sun, and I blow it off with my blower before anybody drives or walks on it, so I don't get the ice build up. So I managed to get through without. And I also have a picture window that was installed probably 30 years ago, and to my knowledge, the trim has never been painted. It was. You know, it doesn't open. It's just a picture window. But I've noticed the trim on the bottom after all this time is losing its paint. And I'm not much of a painter, so give me the 101 painting 101 on how to what kind of paint to use. Do I prime it? All that stuff. If you would.
Well, basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure and use a scraper or a wire brush to get all the loose paint off to start with, because we need to get everything loose off.
Right.
If you put paint over top of that, it's just going to peel off the existing paint. Then you're more than likely, if it's been this long, you're definitely going to want to go into some type of exterior grade primer, whether it's the Bullseye or the Zinzir 123 primer. Just to get a good base to start with that'll make sure that whatever top coat you put on works really well. And then after that, let that dry, and then use a quality latex exterior house paint. The Easy Care makes a really, really good house paint you can put right over top of that, and it'll work perfect for you.
One coat of exterior paint or two?
I'm going to recommend two based on the what you're doing, just to make sure the coverage is good and that you get a nice finish when you're done. I mean, it only takes a little bit longer to put the second coat on, and you're going to get a much longer life expectancy out of it.
The window's under an overhang, so that's why it's lasted so long. But I've got to do something with it. It's it's getting to the point where if I don't, it's
you're going to have more problems down the road. Yeah,
I'm going to have more problems, right?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you much, guys. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. Short break. Come back on the other side. Take more of your phone calls. Again, next hour, Andrew Benacki is here. AAA East Central's Talking Travel. Then it's a triple header. Day 2 of our kickoff classic. All sorts of exciting high school football throughout the day and into the early evening. That starts at noon today, KDKA.
The KDKA Mobile News Fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply at LifeMD.com. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
Confused on where to start with weight loss medication? See the lowest prices available with or without insurance for Wegovy, Zepbound, and more at TryLifeMD.com. 95% of LifeMD patients said starting their weight loss journey was simple. Listen to Tara's story after losing 42 pounds.
You just take your shot. It doesn't feel like you're on a diet. What I wasn't expecting it to do was to shut off the food noise. I've gone from 237 to 195. This was life-altering, and if I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it.
Get your free insurance benefits check in minutes right now at TryLifeMD.com. Nearly 96% of patients said they would recommend the LifeMD program to anyone who wants to lose weight. Get started right now at TryLifeMD.com. That's TryLifeMD.com.
ABC Transit is urgently hiring for CDL and van drivers. Current sign-on bonus for Class B with S&P endorsements is $2,500. Van drivers get a $1,000 sign-on bonus. Complete their CDL program and earn up to $1,000 in additional bonuses. Safety and attendance bonuses available. You must be able to pass all background and clearance checks, must be drug-free. 9 locations in Allegheny, Beaver, and Butler counties. Apply in person. Call 724-831-8500.
Shop incredible end-of-summer savings at the Scandinavian Designs Labor Day sale. For a limited time, take up to 70% off select modern furniture and decor for every room in your home, including living room, bedroom, dining room, and more. This is the perfect opportunity to get your space prepped for the party season ahead. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com. Scandinavian Designs. We make it simple, you make it home.
Think back to the last time you were in nature. What comes to mind? Hiking through a lush forest, floating on a lazy river, or perhaps watching a vibrant sunset on a beach full of glistening plastic bottles and food wrappers. Unfortunately, this isn't a joke. Here in the U.S., we generate the most plastic waste in the world, with 70% of it ending up in landfills. And by the time you're done listening to this ad, more than a dump truck's worth of plastic will have made it into the ocean. Plastic has become a useful part of our everyday lives, but it's polluting the air, water, and soil that all life needs to survive. This is a human problem that can be solved with human action. But it's going to take all of us, from individuals to businesses to governments and everyone in between. Help create a cleaner future for both people and nature. Visit wwf.earth/plastics.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
The Home Improvement Hour with the guys from True Value.
All right, back at it. True Value Home Improvement Show. Talk about what you were just talking about, some cool stuff.
Well, you've seen these drone delivery stuff, and it's I don't know. I think
That's
it's
not what I want. I meant the lighting.
Oh, the lighting. Oh,
Yes,
Rob, we
the
talked about so
lighting.
many things during the break.
I know.
So I said, it's just, item spotlight. It just happened to sell yesterday. Again, a customer bought 5 of them. The old can lights you have in your house, people may not know. You can convert those to an LED light, lickety-split. I mean, it's a little box, and it's called a light conversion kit. And basically, any of those old school can lights you have that it was a 60-watt bulb, you pop these down. It's a beautiful satin black trim, LED. Some of the really cool features is you can control the degrees of Kelvin. So, folks, when you look at LED lighting, some people are like, oh, it's blue looking or warm looking. You don't like. Well, that's because you can get different color, degrees in LED lighting. This one, actually, you can control it. You hit a button, you can go from warm white to cool white, whatever you particularly like. It costs $29.99. It takes a 60-watt bulb down to a 12-watt bulb. So they have an estimated yearly energy cost of $1.51 per unit, right?
Incredible.
And the fact that it's LED, it's estimated to last 45 years. So I mean, it's a no-brainer. It freshens up a room. It saves you money, and it's just a really cool item.
So
They're doing a lot of those things in lighting. That's why it just particularly popped in my screen yesterday, and I thought that's a really cool
And what's
item.
nice about that one is it actually comes with a new trim ring.
Mhm.
You're
Ooh.
not just taking out that screw-out bulb and putting a new LED screw-in bulb in. This is actually you're pulling the trim down, and it refreshes the existing fixture without you going and calling an electrician.
Yep.
So 45 years, so I'm the one on the dimmer switch, right? I'm going to go out before the light bulb goes out. All right, let's go to Pete in Freeport. Pete, how are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm great. I was listening to your show a month and a half or so ago. You talked about an insect repellent. It could be used to run livestock, horses, and from what I heard, I believe it's a spray.
Yes. It's a product called Harmony, and it's a Harmony insect, killer, as well as can be a repellent too. And Andrew was particularly talking about that because he has some horse farms that the lady was able to actually spray the horse's face. You cover the eyes and what have you, and you can actually spray the horse, and it repels the flies from around her livestock. I guess not necessarily horses, but any particular livestock. But yeah, Harmony is your only, well, not the only, I'm sure there's other competitors out there, the only natural, organic, 100% organic way to kill insects. So it's a really, really neat product when it comes to that. Yeah, it's called Harmony.
Okay, is it available at Server?
It is available at your server. You picked the best store on the list there, Pete. Yes, it is available at the number one store. Yeah, that's the number one store. Yeah, it's the Server True Value Hardware. But yeah, any of your local True Value Hardware stores could help you with that. But yes, the Server.
How does it come? Can you buy quarts, gallons?
It comes in a quart formula, which is predominantly what everybody buys, and now a small bottle. So it's like a little 4 ounce, I think, something, or 8 ounce. So you could take that with you, traveling in your car with you. But yeah, the general size is the quart version of the Harmony.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Pete.
All right, let's take one more call before we have to say goodbye this week to the True Value Home Improvement Show. We'll go to the north side and say hi to Diane. Hey, Diane, how are you?
I'm great, guys. How are you? Yeah, I had a tree cut down in my yard. They left a stump. There's a hole. This big, ugly thing keeps growing out of it. It's got bright green leaves. I pulled leaves off to see the roots. It's a twisted mess. It's about 12 inches across. I cannot pull it out. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys know, and you can tell me how to get rid of it.
So what do you plan on doing with the stump, Diane?
I mean, because when they did cut it, they said the tree won't grow back. I wished he would have taken the stump out. But I just think the stump.
Because, I mean, that would be the best case scenario. I mean, the stump is going to just continue to harbor, growth. Other things, maybe not the tree itself is not going to come back, but other things around the tree are going to use the elements around there and continue to grow. So you're going to continue to battle that. We make spraying herbicides directly on it. Again, we talk selective, non-selective. You can spray anything directly. You don't want to overspray it like into the lawn or what have you, anywhere around, but you can keep doing that. But the most effective way, of course, is, you can go, we rent stump grinders like crazy out at the Sarver True Value rental location, but you actually get that stump actually removed. There is a stump removing product on the shelf of your local True Value hardware stores. It's a little wonky. People don't really realize what it actually is. You drill holes into the stump. It leaves it open, so you put down a copper sulfate down there. So it basically makes it more porous. Then you pour kerosene down in there, and then you light it on fire, and it kind of embers and burns for days and days and days
like
and
charcoal.
days. Yeah, like charcoal. And it, it's not flaming up, but it'll burn like an ember. People think that it's just you just put the stump remover down there, and you don't need to worry about it. Unfortunately, there's not that. And then, Rob's smart as a whip over there too. Copper sulfate is the other. Copper sulfate's the same product we use in root killer for the
drain
put down the drain. Yes, but again, check back in 40 years and the stump will be dead.
And it's slow.
Listen, Diane, I do a show on a regular basis on Sunday with a buddy from Pittsburgh, Carlos McClintock, who has Greater Pitt Tree Service. Just give him a call and say you were talking to me.
Well, he's the one that did it, and they left the stump.
Oh, okay. So he left the stump. Did you tell him you wanted to leave the stump or no?
No, I didn't tell him I wanted the stump.
Then here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do. You need to pick up the phone, call today, leave your name and number, tell them you want that stump removed. Carlos will take care of it. Give them a call. Just even if you leave your name and number today, they'll take care of it for you. Yeah. You just give them a call. Carlos, one thing about him, he will definitely take care of it. All right, before we leave today, we're going to give those stores a big thumbs up who help us support this show each and every week. Go ahead.
Well, thank you. Thank you for listening and making this the best True Value Home Improvement show on KDK. Number one rated KDKA True Value Home Improvement show. And it's to the thanks of Daniel's True Value Discount and Appliance, my good buddy up there, Eddie at Pfeiffer True Value Hardware and Supply, our good friends out there at Slippery Rock True Value Hardware, and of course our guru Evie True Value Hardware in Bethel Park, and of course my store, Sarver True Value Hardware and Sarver True Value Rental, and
also R.C. Walter & Sons down in Boston, PA. Come down and visit us.
And get the hammer.
Yeah,
and hot dogs, right?
Yeah, we're having hot dogs this afternoon.
And tell the folks what you brought in today. This is pretty cool.
Well, I brought a new product in we bought last year. It's called Hammer Fist. It actually looks like an exercising tool, but it has a stainless steel plate on it on two sides, and it's good for pounding nails in. And it's totally different than anything you've ever seen before, but it's great if you're hanging pictures or little stuff around the house. It's easy to keep in your junk drawer. It's kind of intuitive on how to use it. It's kind of a funny story how we come about it, because of my daughter going to Purdue, and this was actually developed with the engineering department of Purdue. It was kind of interesting.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool the way it came about. And it's a really interesting product that has a niche for keeping in your junk drawer for using around the house.
All right. Listen, always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. And Mike, before you know it, the fall will be here.
Before you know it, fall will be here. Not next Monday, but the Monday after that is September 1st, and that's Labor Day. So, yeah,
right.
September's right around the corner, and we love talking about all the things you can do, getting your house ready for the winter months that approach after that, and, of course, the holidays as well. So check in with your local True Value hardware store for all of those help.
All right. And the other thing, your Penn State, number 2 ranked Nittany Lions have been the team chosen to win the Big Ten.
I know I'm a little scared. I mean, we are stacked. Everything looks positive. But the problem is that this is like win national title or not.
Well,
you know?
Allard should be ready. He'll be 30 next July.
Well, our coach is really on the hot seat, so he.
Come on, he's done a great job, man.
Yeah.
Listen, we at Pitt would like to have had that record for sure. All right, stay tuned because Rob Taylor, I can see him in there getting ready to bring you that news at 11, and then it's Andrea Benacki, AAA East Central Talking Travel. And then it's that triple header, day 2 of the KDKA Radio Kickoff Classic. Yesterday exciting, today as exciting, and a triple header too. So this is the place to be for King football all season long. KDKA 100.1 FM AM 1020.
The proceeding was paid for by True Value. Information on the program was intended solely to further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Back to school, and that has a lot of moms and dads thinking about the process of food. And we have an expert with us, Chef Christopher Galazzara.
There's a couple of things that come to mind. First, my motto is cook once, eat twice. If you have kids that don't want to eat a lot of vegetables, there's ways to hide that, right? So bolognese, pizza.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob!
Are you prepared to be transformed into a better version of yourself? Shaped into a force that others can't imagine? We are part of something bigger, a force that never quits. You can transform your life. Check us out at Navy.com. America's Navy, forged by the sea.
If you're turning 65 this year, review your Medicare Part C options now. You need to know the difference between Advantage plans versus supplement plans. Contact locally owned and operated Need Part C today for a free consultation. That's Need Part C. Beat the annual enrollment rush. NeedPartC.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 72 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 11 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. One person has died in a motorcycle crash Friday night in Clairton. The crash happened around 10 p.m. in the 500 block of State Street. The motorcyclist, police say, collided with a telephone pole, and motorcyclist was pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the crash currently under investigation. A Valley High School football player is in a hospital this morning after being injured in a football game on Friday night. Josh Dunlap, a senior on the team, suffered a neck injury on the final play of the game against Southmoreland. He was airlifted to UPMC Children's Hospital. Dunlap's condition is unknown. Dunlap was named the Valley Vikings player of the game prior to his injury. Well, police say home that was destroyed by a fire Friday afternoon is the same home where explosives were placed under a lawnmower a month prior to that fire. That fire broke out around noon on Friday in the 7800 block of Route 22 in Salem Township. However, firefighters had to fight the fire from a distance initially just in case the home was booby-trapped. Well, it turns out the home had no explosives. The home belonged to the man who had evicted 54-year-old James Seaver, and Seaver is accused of placing explosives under a lawnmower near the home back on July 20th. Seaver, still on the run. The man who owns the home was not there when the fire began. Officials are investigating the fire as a possible arson. Well, a bipartisan look Friday at the impact of cell phones on schools occurred, and News Radio KDK's David Ballarado has a recap.
Congressman Chris DeLuzio says phones in the classroom can be a handful for teachers.
They'll tell it to you pretty bluntly that the phones in the classroom are a huge distraction.
He says kids could easily get 200 notifications, if not more, during a school day.
It's hard for kids to focus. The teachers are policing this all the time.
So he's asked schools in his district what their policy is. He supports federal grants to help districts that want to take phones out of the classrooms, especially considering the impact social media can have on a teenager.
Some of the data around self-harm, diagnoses of anxiety and depression, it's really startling. Huge increases over the last decade for young kids.
He also invited Republican State Senator Devlin Robinson to the roundtable, demonstrating it's a bipartisan matter requiring attention by both state and federal lawmakers. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
KDK Radio News Time 11:03. AccuWeather forecast next.
This September, join us in honoring the 40 heroes of Flight 93, the first defenders of America, on September 11th, 2001. Visit the award-winning Remember Me Rose Garden, a volunteer-led memorial just a quarter mile from the Flight 93 National Memorial. Walk among 3,000 roses and perennials, 1.5 acres of wildflowers and 50 flowering trees, a peaceful 13-acre place for remembrance and reflection. Free admission. Learn more at remembermerosegarden.org.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series presented by University of Pittsburgh announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns-Goodwin, former Russian political prisoner Vladimir Kara-Murza, and geopolitical economist Pippa Malmgren. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings some sunshine, but watch for a spotty afternoon thunder shower with a high of 84, leading to the risk for a thunderstorm tonight and a low of 67. For tomorrow, a brief morning shower or two gives way to afternoon sun with a spotty thunderstorm, high 81, followed by a nice, less humid Monday with sunshine much of the time, high 73. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program, Talking Travel, is sponsored by AAA Travel Agency. All information provided on this program is supplied by AAA. News Radio KDKA cannot guarantee the accuracy of the information, nor do we warrant the price, availability, or quality of the travel services discussed. If you're planning a getaway, go with the folks who know travel. We're Talking Travel with AAA on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. If you're planning a getaway, go with the folks who know travel. We're Talking Travel with AAA on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Metropolitan Window video screen right now. Click on KDKARadio.com, KDKA Watch. Before we move aside for that noon hour and our KDKA Kickoff Classic Day 2, it's time to talk travel with Andrea Benacki, who just recently was on a cruise, and we're going to talk about that right now. Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your little cruise?
It was great. Weather was fantastic.
We had that hurricane coming behind us, but we got home right in time.
Here's what a lot of people don't realize, but I have not been traveling as much, but I've been doing the show long enough. The great thing about being on a cruise ship, even when Aaron is out there, they can kind of like get away from that.
They'll go the opposite way. It might not be what you planned, but hey, it's better to be safe than sorry. But they'll make sure you're in the good weather, that's for sure.
That's how it was like in my neighborhood. Whenever I saw trouble, I went the other way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anyway, so what was it like? Talk about the food, what you saw, what you did. The family was with you.
Yes, it was great. It was the first time we all traveled together, so I was a little scared. Me, my sister, and my niece, Bella, the 9-year-old, we always travel together. But my brother, his wife, and my older niece came with us this time. But we all got along. It was great. We planned the weather perfect. The sun was shining every day. I've never used so much sunscreen in my life. It was great. The food was so awesome. My brother, the one morning, he was like, I can't even have breakfast. I ate so much yesterday, I can't even move. So the food is so good on Carnival.
But is it true, and I won't tell you who told me, that you actually always work out even when you're on a vacation?
Yeah, I was in the gym every morning.
That's what this. I won't tell you, Alicia. I won't tell you. It's Alicia. That you actually, or maybe it was Christian. Maybe it was both. But they say you're like, that's the first thing, bright and early. You're on that Peloton.
You know, they have the best workout facilities on those ships.
I know.
It's like state-of-the-art equipment. I told my husband, I was like, I felt like I was an Olympic runner on that treadmill. I was going so fast. It's so smooth. Yeah.
And just, I don't know, wake up with a cup of coffee there.
Yeah.
To hold together.
Yeah, have a cup of coffee, go work out.
You want to get up.
Yes.
And you know, the other thing, too, cruise ships are so safe.
They are.
Pedestrian-wise, everything.
Yes, they're so safe. I couldn't even feel that I was on the cruise. I mean, the weather was really calm for us, but they're so massive nowadays. I mean, they hold over 3,000 passengers. So it's like a huge city. So unless you get super motion sickness, you're not even going to be able to tell that you're on there. The staff is fantastic. They clean your room for you. They make your bed. They unmake your bed. I mean, coming home was really rough.
Yeah, I know. Anytime coming home from vacation. So, you know, you start seeing all this stuff on social media, people showing their summer vacation because they're getting back to reality now. Kids going back to school, this and that. And it's always like, I can't wait to go back next year.
Yeah.
I miss the beach already. And you feel for these people because you remember when you had your family or your kids were small, that those are those one moments in time, and then it goes from one year to the next, and the next thing you know, like the thing that I appreciate, but it breaks my heart, they show the picture of the first day of kindergarten.
Yes.
And then the picture of the last day, last year.
Yeah, senior year.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
I know. It goes so fast. And my friends of mine have done that recently this past weekend. I'm like, I remember when they were that small. It just goes so fast.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It does. So that's why when you get a chance to go on vacation, especially when they're under your roof, get it done. It's been a really good summer of travel, has it not?
Yes, it has. Travel has picked up so much. Europe is so popular. If you haven't gotten your passport yet or Real ID, make sure you are applying for those. It does take a little bit longer. I had to renew my passport, and it probably took, this is the longest it ever took, probably about a whole month. I usually got it back about 2 to 3 weeks. So if you are traveling somewhere, you need a passport, you're flying out of the country, please make sure you give yourself enough time. I would say at least 2 months in advance to apply for that passport.
Yeah, and whenever you go on vacation, too, make sure you have that travel insurance.
Yes, travel insurance. I actually had a article that someone sent me today or this week, and it's the 6 vacation mishaps that you never even think about that will make you want to buy travel insurance. So you get sick before you go, you're perfectly fine now. What if a couple days before you get a sickness or something like that and you just can't travel? The weather, of course. The weather is a big question mark. You have no idea, especially with those hurricanes that are out there. They change paths all the time. So the weather could affect your vacation. Your luggage loss, like that happened to me when I went on my AMA cruise. I had the whole entire cruise without luggage, and I went shopping and was reimbursed for every single thing I purchased. So you want to get travel insurance. Please, if you haven't thought about it, call 1-800-354-8761. Talk to one of our travel advisors or stop into a local branch and have them explain the benefits of buying travel insurance.
Speaking of things that are really nice, that wedding ring of yours, I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
I see it every time you come in. Your husband has good taste, or did you pick it out and tell him to buy it?
No, I had no idea I was getting.
But just to give you an idea, how many times people don't have, I know where I'm going with this. How many times people don't get insurance? Maybe they're on vacation.
Oh, yes.
And they decide, I'm just going to take it off tonight. I'll put it in this little thing. And then it's, I'll wait till I get back home. And then, I mean,
you're right.
You don't want to lose stuff like that.
No, you do not want to lose stuff like that. Even a passport. What if your passport is lost or stolen? Like, things happen that you don't expect are going to happen. So travel insurance is the safest way to travel. You never know what could happen while you're on your trip. Maybe you think, oh, everyone's healthy. I feel fine. I'm going with a cold or not. Well, what happens when you're there and you are hiking or you're on the cobblestone roads in Europe and you twist your ankle or something like that? These are things that you never think of, and they most certainly can happen.
Yeah, listen, you got to take a little bit of time. That's why you have the travel professional at AAA. We've got lots of stuff to get to today on the program, but let's talk about some of the other things that you do. Department of Motor Vehicles, auto insurance, home insurance, life insurance, just all sorts of incredible things AAA does.
Yes, so make sure you stop in the office and ask for an auto quote. A lot of times they'll have some discounts or gifts that they're giving out. So we have our auto insurance, of course, that membership is so helpful in so many other ways. It's not just for emergency road service. You get discounts at restaurants, discounts at hotels. I don't travel at Marriott without getting at least a AAA discount. They have so many benefits. You get park tickets discounted. You get trying to think of some of the other things. There's just so much that that pay for that membership. So you definitely want to get a quote on a membership. And there's promotions on memberships too if you sign up for auto pay. So, yeah.
So do yourself a favor, get that membership. Here's the other thing. I keep getting, I don't know, it must be a sign because I've been thinking about getting a little extra. I don't need a lot because I have other policies, but right now the rates are so good. And if you are the age that I happen to be, it couldn't hurt having a few extra dollars because I want to send the family on a trip when I go to the great beyond, you know? And that's what I've often thought. I said, maybe I'll get a little extra life insurance so and give the kids a chance to maybe do a little cruise or something after I go.
Yes. Yeah, we do have life insurance agents. So make sure you stop into an office and talk to one of them and get a quote on life insurance.
But I keep thinking, now, all I'd have to do, and we've talked about this before off the air, I just go into the Rochester office and say, give me some numbers.
Yep. You just go in, sit down with an insurance agent. They'll give you some numbers. And
I'll tell you what else, too, and I'll be honest with you. So I get the motors every month.
Yes.
And they have the quotes on the back, the auto insurance.
Mm-hmm.
If I had young kids, which I have a young daughter who pays an exuberant amount, and she hits me up every July, I'm like, that's a house payment. You know what I mean? But I need to get her insurance, and I should even maybe consider the auto insurance rates are incredible.
Yes, and they'll compare and get you the best rate because they'll compare with what you have now. So yeah, talk to one of those insurance agents. It's definitely beneficial.
AAA does so many incredible things, but the most important thing you need is that membership. 800-354-8761. Whet my appetite just a little bit. Where are we going to be heading when we come back?
We are going to be going on. I was on the Carnival Mardi Gras, but I brought some sister ships with some fun itineraries. So I have the Carnival Jubilee out of Galveston, Texas, and the Celebration. That one's out of Miami. So we'll talk a little bit about those itineraries.
Carnival wrote the book.
Yes.
They were one of the first, the best.
They were.
All right, short break. We're coming back. She's Andrea. I'm Rob. This is AAA Essentials Talking Travel, KDKA.
your source for official traffic information. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Now is the time to start thinking about a getaway before the holidays. The perfect way to get into the holiday spirit. Join AAA on one of their exclusive motor coach tours departing from the Pittsburgh region. Travel with family, friends, and new travel companions you'll meet on board a tour to some of the most festive holiday destinations. How about a 3-night holiday escape to Bethlehem and Lancaster, PA? Or a 4-night favorite, My Old Kentucky Home for the Holidays. Try AAA's ever-popular Nashville tour for a country Christmas. Or head to New York City for one of AAA's 'Tis the Season getaways. And see the Rockettes. Every getaway includes deluxe motor coach transportation, hotel accommodations, some meals, exciting sightseeing, and services of a AAA tour manager. Visit your local AAA office or call 1-800-354-8761 for all the details. Don't wait. AAA's holiday adventures sell out fast. 1-800-354-8761.
Long live the king. Return to the magic and mystique of the Renaissance. The Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival, just southeast of Pittsburgh, is back. This weekend, August 23rd and 24th, is opening weekend. Pick up a 2-for-1 coupon at any participating Cohen markets and redeem it at the festival box office. Buy one adult ticket, get one free. This weekend only at the Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival. Go to pittsburghrenfest.com.
As an athlete, I'm all about performance and my overall health. I've wanted to improve my smile for a while, but I thought braces was the only option. A friend of mine mentioned she was improving her smile with Invisalign, so I checked out with my local orthodontist and found out that Invisalign could work for me as well. After a quick scan, my orthodontist created my Invisalign plan, and I couldn't be more excited to start. Check out Invisalign.com to find a doctor in your neighborhood. It's great that there are trained Invisalign doctors in our own community here. Invisalign.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
We're talking travel with AAA on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, this is going to be really cool. We're going to kind of just give you a little bit of a tease. September 6th, they're going to be in that place that is Kentucky, home of the great Churchill Downs, Run for the Roses, bourbon, and all that other good stuff, because it's another incredible travel showcase show in Kentucky, and they're going to zoom in and join me. All 4 will be there. So that's something pretty exciting, September 6th.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be fun. First time we'll all be together.
Yeah, I know. I swear I haven't seen Marita, it seems like, since we were both a whole lot younger.
She is going to be on, I think, in November, beginning of November.
This is like a reunion of like the Beatles or something. You never see them. You just keep waiting.
I know.
Where are you, Marita? All right, if you will, let's go with that first destination, please.
All right, so I'm going to talk about the Carnival Jubilee. This is a sister ship of the Mardi Gras. This is the newest of that class of ships. And this departs out of Galveston, Texas. So you fly into Houston. It's probably about 45 minutes to an hour from Houston. So if you want to go and stay a couple days and visit Texas, you can do that. But this, the reason why I chose this is because the itinerary is a little bit different. When I went on my cruise, I went on an Eastern Caribbean, and a lot of times out of Florida, they do Eastern Caribbean. Some of them do the Western. They'll alternate itineraries. But out of Texas, what they'll do is the Western, because it's, mostly in the Western Caribbean area. So this one is the Carnival Jubilee. You still have time to book if you want to go away this year. So this is October 25th through November 1st. So just a couple of months away. You're ready to get away. You've been working all summer, and now's your time. You want to go. They have some really great rates out. So they're trying to fill up those ships by the end of the year. So definitely check it out. Call 1-800-354-8761. Talk to one of our travel advisors or stop into one of your local offices, and they'll give you the rundown on all of the great promotions Carnival has. So right now, this one's October 25th of this year through November 1st. Like I said, it's out of Galveston, Texas. There are 2 days at sea. It stops in Roatan Island, Honduras, which is a private island of theirs, and then goes to Costa Maya, Mexico, which I have done before. Beautiful destination. You could just get off and walk around, Or if you want to do something, you can go snorkeling. You could take a cruise to a private island. There's so much to do when you're on these ports, when you're at these ports. Cozumel, Mexico, same thing. I've done a couple of things in Cozumel. I've been there quite a few times. I've done a tequila tasting there. If you don't want to go to the beach, I have done the little boats that take you over to a private island and did some snorkeling and things like that. And again, this is another destination you can just get off and walk around as well if you don't want to do anything. And then you have a day at sea and then back to Galveston, Texas. Like I said, you can stay a night there. If you don't want to do that, you can go home that day as well. Remember, the port is a little bit away from the airport. The ship port's a little bit away from the airport. So you want to do have your travel agent do a little bit of research and find what the best route is for you to take transportation back to the airport. You could do that on your own. And then, of course, Carnival does offer that as well. So with that being said, these days at sea, they are not boring. There is so much to do on these ships. I just got off of this ship class. Like I said, I was on the Mardi Gras. This one's the Jubilee, a sister ship. There's a roller coaster, which was so cool. My nieces went on it. I did not go on the roller coaster.
A roller coaster on a cruise ship?
Yes, it's on the top of the ship. It actually goes like over the side of the ship while the ship's moving. So it's like really cool, especially for them, not for me. But they went on it and they loved it. The pictures are so cool because the sky was so blue, and I took a picture and it's just their roller coaster cart and the track and then the blue sky. It's absolutely gorgeous. So there's that. There was miniature golf. There are water slides on there. Of course, they have the main pool where there's so much going on at that main pool. So you have your games. They play pool games. They're synchronized swimming games. So they get teams and you make up a routine and then you do synchronized swimming. There's also a day, it's Cruise for St. Jude. So there's just all kinds of music and you donate money to St. Jude and you get t-shirts and it's for a wonderful cause. So I love that as well. There's also, they do line dancing on the top of the ship on deck 16. So with that being said, there's also the food. And we all know I love the food on a cruise ship. I talk about that all the time. So there's Shaq's Big Chicken, which is phenomenal. There's chicken sandwiches, and you can get them however you want. Of course, I did the one with the pickle and mayo. So there's that. They have chicken fingers. They have breakfast sandwiches. So if you wanted chicken on a biscuit, they had that for breakfast. So there's that. And then on the other side of the ship, there's Guy's Burger Joint. So Guy from the Food Network, he has his burger joint on there. And they make burgers made to order there. Cheeseburgers, regular burgers, whatever you want on them. They are fantastic. And they come with fresh cut fries. There's that option. And then, of course, you have, and for those two things, there's no extra charge. That's included in your cruise price. They also...
No, I can't believe Shaq found his way out. That's pretty cool.
I know. And if you see the Carnival commercials, he's in all of the commercials. I was kind of bummed he wasn't on our cruise because I've seen him do a lot of promoting for that recently. But yeah, so it's so fun. That's included. And then, of course, they have the buffets with the food is amazing on the buffets. If you want to have breakfast, lunch, or dinner on just at the buffet. And then they have the main dining restaurants.
There's more.
Yeah, there's more. The main dining restaurants, again, no charge for that as well. So all of this food that I'm talking about, there's no charge for. And then as far as the drinks, if you just do water, there's water everywhere. So you don't have to worry about it's so hot, you don't have any water. There's water stations everywhere. You can get iced tea, lemonade, juices in the morning, coffee, tea. That's all included. If you want soft drinks, so Pepsi or something like that, or any alcohol drinks, of course, you buy the drink package for that. And they have different levels. Like my nieces had the soda package, which was, I think, $19 a day. So not bad if you
No way, that's
yeah,
not bad.
and then you have unlimited drinks all week. They have drink stations. You just swipe your key and the pop station opens and you just get your
See, that's the type of stuff I get like caught up in.
Yeah.
Hey, where's Rob? I'd be over there swiping that little key. Get
Yeah,
more
just getting-
Pepsi, more
right,
Pepsi. Oh, that's-
right.
See, that's what makes cruising so the little things.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
love
It's so great.
Love it. All right, so
Yeah.
give me the price.
So the price on this, I priced a balcony cabin. We had a balcony cabin. The prices on their balconies are fantastic. So I did start with that. It's for the October 25th, November 1st, $1,024 per person. Includes everything I just talked about. Nothing that I just mentioned, aside from the drinks, was at an additional charge. So that's included on this. Gratuities are additional. This price includes all port charges and taxes. So this is for you to get on the ship, all port charges and taxes, all that food I mentioned, water, iced tea, lemonade, coffee, juices in the morning, all included in $1,024 per person. That's a balcony cabin. If you want inside or ocean view, there's those options as well. But I can tell you that on these ships, most of the cabins are balconies. So they do give a phenomenal price on a balcony. So if you price an ocean view cabin, I bet it's about $100 or $200 less. It's not going to be a huge difference, and it is worth it to have a balcony. Once you have a balcony, you're never going to go to anything else.
All right, 800-354-8761. We've got another great destination. Andrea Benacki is here. Don't touch that dial. And don't forget KDK Radio Kickoff Classic. 3 big high school games coming up today. Our coverage will start right after today's edition of AAA Central's Talking Travel. Again, Rob next with the news, and then right back with our second destination. Stay with us on KDKA.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
Go between the hash marks and get your football fix every Thursday evening at 6 with the Bowser Chevrolet Quest for the Best High School Football Show live from Dave & Buster's. Dan Zangrilli and the Dean of High School Sports, Mike White, break it all down. It's powered by Bowser Chevrolet and brought to you by Diulis Law and by Guardian Protection, your hometown home and business security company. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 73 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 11:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Multiple agencies and first responders rushed to the scene of a school bus crash involving students this morning in Ambridge A crash occurred on Schaefer Road around 10 this morning. There's multiple injuries reported. And now the extent of those injuries is unknown. Stay with KDK Radio for more on this breaking story. One person has died in a motorcycle crash Friday night in Clairton. That crash happened around 10 p.m. Friday on State Street. Motorcyclist, police say, collided with a telephone pole and was pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the crash is under investigation. And the Pennsylvania State Police ranks have grown by 59 following Friday's graduation ceremony from the academy. Locally, 7 troopers will be reporting to Troop B in Washington, PA, starting September 2nd. Speaking at the ceremony, Governor Josh Shapiro called the new grads the future of the Pennsylvania State Police.
Women and men of the Pennsylvania State Police, they go to work every single day to protect and serve our Commonwealth and our communities. They put on the uniform. They kiss their families goodbye. And they head out into our communities with the goal of keeping us all safe, not knowing if they'll return home to their families at night.
Shapiro says policing is a noble profession. KDK Radio News Time 11:31. And our next update is coming up after high school football on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDK.
Get ready to go bananas at the Robindale Great American Banana Split Celebration, presented by Dole Foods and Giant Eagle Markets, August 23rd and 24th in downtown Latrobe. Enjoy live music on 2 stages, a climbing wall, and tons of activities. Savor delicious local foods and, of course, authentic banana splits. Special guests Punxsutawney Phil and the Pittsburgh Mobile Glass Blowing Unit Saturday afternoon. Gene the Werewolf headlines Saturday night on the Robindale stage. And prepare to be amazed by the Hawaiian Fire Show Sunday. For a full schedule and more activities, visit bananasplitfest.com.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Vitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that. Lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Vitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your free consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
Can't make it to the big game or local event? Don't let your seats go to waste. Make a difference with those tickets and donate them to Tickets for Kids charities who will put a kid in need in our community in your seats. What you'll give is so much more than a ticket, but an opportunity for a kid to see a bigger world and their place in it. All thanks to your donation. Learn more about how you can make a tax-deductible donation of cash or tickets at ticketsforkids.org. That's ticketsforkids.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon with partial sunshine, there will be a thunder shower in spots, high 84. Could be a thunderstorm tonight as well, low 66. Thunder shower chance tomorrow at 80 and sunshine Monday 73. For AccuWeather, I'm Bill Dager, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by AAA.
We're talking travel with AAA on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, being the summer is kind of fading into the sunlight, and it'll be fall before you know it. I have to ask, I used to ask the host many times, because you guys get around, what's your top 5 beaches that you've been to?
Beaches that I've been to, I would say Turks and Caicos, which I was just recently at. The water's so crystal clear.
Beautiful.
I remember Princess Key, which is in the Bahamas. I remember just being able to see my feet directly through that water. It was gorgeous. And that's actually Princess, their private island, so it's not traveled by everyone, but it was absolutely gorgeous. So Bahamas, and then I always like the Outer Banks. I've been there probably like 5 times with my family. I don't know what other ones.
Listen,
I'm trying to think where else.
the great Jim Lehman, who actually christened me on this show, him and Tracy and all those good folks that I love like brothers from another mother. I remember one of the very first things he said to me, the water is so crystal clear that you could read a newspaper 20 feet deep. So let me give you an idea where we are now. I just want to be able to read the newspaper. At this age, I can't see.
Oh my gosh,
but I
that
mean,
is too
see,
funny.
can you? I mean, that's the other thing. All the beauty that you guys have seen and where you've been. I mean, somebody needs to like do something like where Marita has been.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mind-boggling.
She's, I think, been to every continent. I'm pretty sure she has. There was one more, and I'm pretty sure she just hit it this year. So, yeah, we should have her talk about that on the show.
Well, listen, September the 6th, everybody mark this down because they're all going to be there, and we're going to zoom them in on that Metropolitan Window video screen. They're going to be at the Kentucky showcase. But in Erie, in Cleveland, the 2 days in Pittsburgh, why do you think, I mean, I know why, because people get a chance to talk to people like you that I get to talk to every week.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you think these things are so successful? People, because now most of it's all Zoom. They want to, kind of click on a link. But people love to come to, and I mean, I get it, but they love to come to these showcases.
They want to learn about other places to travel because not only do we book there, but we have every vendor that we sell is there. We have vendors from like Norfolk, Virginia Beach, like the beaches that we can drive to around here. And then we also have travel talk. So we have Matt Duramo, who was here with me last time, talking about the destinations that Member Choice Vacation sells. We have Royal Caribbean talking about where they sail, which is not just the Caribbean. They go all over the world. So you get to learn about all these places that all of the vendors that we book go to, and it makes you want to go. And the great thing is there's a travel agent there. As soon as you get out of that talk, I know our members are ready to book. They run over to them and they book those vacations. Those European river cruises, they are so popular.
Massive right now.
Yes. Yes.
And here's the other thing where a lot of other businesses have failed linking young people. Travel has not had that problem at all. I know so many people, 20-something, 30-something, they don't like to go on one trip a year. They like to go on many, 2 or 3, hop, skip, and a jump. Well, didn't you just go on a trip last month? Well, I have vacation time. I'm taking it.
Yes.
And to me, that's a good sign.
Yeah, they're the young girls that I work with, like Hannah, we talk about her. She's one of our travel agents. She's never here. We can't make a dinner date to save our lives because she is always somewhere. And I hope she's listening.
I know.
She is.
I saw some of her stuff.
I know.
Beautiful.
I told her to stop going places. She just got back from Montana on Wednesday.
Listen. There's something going on with Montana. I do have a friend that has a home there. Who knows? Maybe a connection. I don't know. But I can't tell you how many of my friends have gone to Montana. Like, where are you going this year? Back to Aruba? Yeah, but we're going to Montana, too. I'm like, what's up with Montana?
There's so much beautiful things to see right here in the U.S. It's gorgeous. I went to Arizona, I told you, in November. And we traveled all around Arizona. It was probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever saw.
Listen, I don't mind seeing Bambi, but I don't want to see a bear.
No, I don't either.
I mean, listen, if I would go to Montana, I'd have to have 6 armed people next to me the entire time.
I know.
And my friend's like, you worry too much. You're ridiculous. I mean, I love the idea of being in the wide open spaces, but the one thing that scares me to death is an 11-foot grizzly bear.
Yes, I also.
So give me the beach, and unless they have a beach in Montana, I'd rather go to the beach. But beaches, you know what? And I was thinking about this the other day. I've been grinding so hard in recent years. I almost, because I had a couple of hours, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go up 279 to Erie and sit on the beach for a half hour and come home. Presque Isle is beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's such a beautiful area. I love our travel show we just started this year in Erie. I mean, it's right on the water, and we spend so much time there, so we get to drive around. And Erie is a cute little place, and it's an easy drive from anyone coming from Pittsburgh. The hotels are so nice, and we can also help with hotel reservations in Erie too if you wanted a quick getaway. So yeah.
All right, so let's get to the second destination.
All right, so the second one is also a sister ship of the XL class. So this is the Carnival Celebration. It's this one goes out of Miami. So this is a place that you do want to go and spend a day or two before and enjoy the beach in Miami and all the popular restaurants, all the nightlife. This one you'll want to extend your vacation. So this goes out of Miami, Florida. It stops at Celebration Key in Grand Bahama Island, Nassau, Bahamas. And like I said, the water in the Bahamas is so gorgeous. A day at sea, it stops at Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic, which we actually stopped there as well. And they have beaches there, but they also have this huge pool, and it has so much stuff to do. It has zip lines there. My nieces went on the zip line. It was $30, and you can zip line all day. And then they have a water slide. I think that was $6, and you can go down the water slide all day. And then, of course, for the adults, there's the big pool. And it has the zero entry pool, so you could just sit there and the water just flows on you. I told my niece when I become rich one day and get my own pool, I'm definitely getting a zero entry pool.
Zip lines, we used to always do them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But these would be really cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. It goes right over the pool. And when you're going down, you can see the ocean. I mean, it was so fun for them. I wouldn't get on it, but they did.
But to be a kid again.
I know.
See, that's what makes this stuff so great. Young and old and not so old and a little bit too old. Anything you want, they have for you.
Yes. Yeah. And my nieces aren't afraid of anything. They did everything
that's called youth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I probably would have back, when I was younger, but now.
You're young. You could handle
no
it.
way.
You could handle it. All right, what else on that little tour?
And then Turks and Caicos, which I mentioned was one of the most beautiful.
Everybody says that.
Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous.
The sand,
the sand is white. The water is clear. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
Weather's always just.
Yes, weather perfect. Yeah.
Oh man.
I know.
Woo. Book that trip.
And then a day at sea again, and then back to Miami. And like I said, these sea days, you want to take advantage of them. There's so much going on in those ships. They even have, if you don't want to sit in the sun, they had line dancing classes. They had bingo. There's a casino. I mean, if you want to spend your time in the casino, you can do that. There's so much to do right on the ship. They have game shows. They had Family Feud. They had The Love Connection. I mean, they make them real silly. So it's a lot of fun. They have comedy shows, and of course they have the Broadway shows that are every night. They do 2 shows a night. So if you have the early dining,
Broadway shows.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Well, I think I told you this, and if I have told you, just act like you've heard it for the first time, because it's a pretty good story. I had a childhood friend. Sadly, he's no longer here, but he was an opera singer, and he was so talented. Actually moved to nearby Mount Lebanon. He and his wife never had children. This guy was like incredible from the time we were little, and he was also a prize fighter, so he was a little bit of everything. I mean, he was just a really cool guy, best friends for many years. But that's when I caught up with him years later. I'm like, where have you been? They literally, for a decade, basically traveled on cruise ships.
Wow.
And did performing.
I don't think you did ever tell me that.
But that's how they lived their life. And he said he absolutely loved it. Fresh audience every week. He said you got to see places when your days off, you could actually see things that you could only dream of.
Wow.
Made a good living doing it. And they basically didn't have to pay rent or mortgage because
they're on the ship.
So I thought to myself,
or pay for food.
Yeah, what a great way to spend your life, especially.
I know.
And this guy, him and his wife, love to entertain. And what better place? Because everybody's happy on vacation.
Yeah, they are.
That's a good thing. Okay,
Yeah.
Price tag.
So the price on this one, $9.99 per person. The date, January 25th through February 1st. So after the holidays, you finally are through all the stress of the holidays. You need to get away. January 25th through February 1st out of Miami. And you can take a quick flight. Southwest flies to Fort Lauderdale, and Fort Lauderdale is not too far from Miami. So you can get a transportation from Fort Lauderdale over to Miami. Or like I said, spend a couple of days in Miami and enjoy all of the nightlife there before going on your cruise. So $9.99 per person includes all port charges and taxes. These are based on double occupancy. So if you are a single or if you are going with 3 or 4 people, the prices could change. So make sure you talk to your AAA travel advisor at 1-800-354-8761 or visit your local office for more information on any of these sailings.
That's Andrew Benacki. We'll come back and we'll put a big bow on this show and get ready for day 2 of the KDK Radio Kickoff Classic. 3 big high school games coming up today, so stay right here on KDK 100.1 FM AM 1020.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Now is the time to start thinking about a getaway before the holidays. The perfect way to get into the holiday spirit. Join AAA on one of their exclusive motor coach tours departing from the Pittsburgh region. Travel with family, friends, and new travel companions you'll meet on board a tour to some of the most festive holiday destinations. How about a 3-night holiday escape to Bethlehem and Lancaster, PA? Or a 4-night favorite, my old Kentucky home for the holidays. Try AAA's ever-popular Nashville tour for a country Christmas. Or head to New York City for one of AAA's 'Tis the Season getaways. And see the Rockettes. Every getaway includes deluxe motor coach transportation, hotel accommodations, some meals, exciting sightseeing, and services of a AAA tour manager. Visit your local AAA office or call 1-800-354-8761 for all the details. Don't wait. AAA's holiday adventures sell out fast. 1-800-354-8761.
Hey, Pittsburgh, got any plans for the weekend? Maybe taking the kayak out to Lake Arthur? Or perhaps catching a Buccos ball game downtown? Well, no matter where you're headed, you can also plan on earning some cash back with the Upside app. With Upside, you can earn up to 25 cents per gallon at hundreds of local gas stations, including GetGo, Circle K, and Sunoco. The best part? You can combine Upside with your credit card perks and loyalty programs. It's like double dipping your rewards with an extra side of cash back. Download Upside, and for a limited time, get a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up with promo code PITT162. That's promo code PITT162 for an extra 25 cents per gallon. See why Upside users in Pittsburgh have racked up more than $3 million in cash back earned. Next time you're fueling up for the weekend, make the smart move with Upside. Don't forget to use promo code PITT162. Upside. Cashback smarter. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
We're talking travel with AAA on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, so we've got coming up today McKeesport, Delaware Valley, Westinghouse, Steel Valley, and Elizabeth Forward, and that West Mifflin school that your husband's kind of connected with.
Yes.
So what does he exactly do there again?
He's the assistant principal.
So he's the guy that does the dirty work.
Yeah.
You're going to see the principal, but before you see the principal, it's the assistant principal. All right, so get ready for all that exciting football coming up. We have to get out of here in just a couple of minutes, so to get ready for a very short pregame show. So let's go through these destinations one more time. Andrea.
All right, so the first one we talked about was Carnival Jubilee. This is on October 25th through November 1st of this year. You still have time to travel before the end of the year. Remember, this one goes out of Galveston, Texas, 2 days at sea, stops in Roatan Island in Honduras, Costa Maya, Mexico, Cozumel, Mexico, a day at sea, back to Galveston. $10.24 per person for balcony cabin, includes all port charges and taxes based on double occupancy. Gratuities are additional, and of course, if you want any of those specialty dining or drinks, that's additional as well. That's the first one we talked about. The second one was the Carnival celebration. This one is doing the Eastern Caribbean out of Miami, Florida, January 25th through February 1st. So right after all the hustle and bustle of the holidays, you're ready to get away out of Miami. Stops in Celebration Key, Grand Bahama Island, Nassau, Bahamas, a day at sea, Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic, Grand Turk and Turks and Caicos. Such beautiful destinations all of these are. Another day at sea to experience all the fun on that ship. Back to Miami, price for this $9.99 per person, including all port charges and taxes, based on double occupancy. And then, of course, your these are both cruise only. Flights are not included. Make sure you call 1-800-354-8761 to get more information on flights, transportation, additional hotel nights, whatever you need.
So instead of going to Erie, say if I wanted to go to Fort Lauderdale for 3 days, could I call 800-354-8761 and leave Tuesday?
Absolutely. As long as there's space available on a flight and hotel, we can get you there.
See, the reason I do that, because I want people to understand, we always talk about these trips that are months out, whatever.
Yes.
But you can, if you're in the mood, you have the time, you're listening right now, you pick up the phone, stop in, they'll get you where you want to go.
Yeah, they'll get you there.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. She's just so pleasant. You know, I'm not used to people being happy all the time with me. Usually after about a half hour, they get a little tired of me. But she's always happy to see me, and I'm always happy to see them. And I really am on my way home going to be listening to all of this throughout the day and into the evening. It's day 2 of the KDK Radio Kickoff Classic. Lots to get excited about. You've got McKeesport and Delaware Valley. You got Westinghouse in Still Valley, and you've got Elizabeth Ford and West Mifflin. The whole crew standing by to bring you everything. We got a really short pregame coming up, then we'll get right to the action. Day 2 of the KDKA Radio Kickoff Classic starts in just a couple of moments. In the meantime, back tomorrow morning, bright